You betcha. Hey, it's the Bennington Show on a Tuesday. We're in the rainy Christmas season now. I'm Ron Bennington. This is Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I'm Ron Bennington. Molly in Vegas wants to jump on with us. Molly, what's up? Molly, we got you? Yeah.
Yes, you do. Good morning.
Hey.
I just have to say, I love you guys. I've had one of the worst weeks this week, and you starting off the show with this song, you've made me feel better. I feel the whole week is going to be different.
First of all, I agree with you. I think one song can change your week at any given time.
It can.
Now, here's the other cool news. We're playing that because we're doing the GPS Glam Rock London coming up later this week.
Yeah,
and that's all of our favorite music.
Yeah, it premieres this Saturday at 3 p.m. East on Deep Tracks, and it's going to be the London glam scene, returning to London for glam.
Wow, this silly Bowie girl will love it.
Yeah.
And we'll be listening. And I love you guys. I love the father-daughter. I love everything about you, and I thank you. I look forward to your show every day for my 9 o'clock start.
All right, thank you so much. It's 9 o'clock in Vegas, and it's still early for me here in the East Coast. It's noon. I barely made it in here today. I'm not even making that
minutes to spare.
As soon as we get a couple of days off, I'm up like a meth head all night.
Yeah, you revert to your natural state very quickly.
My nocturnal state. Now, so that Bowie and glam rock scene is going to be super fun. 844 Rock God to give us a call. 844 Rock God. That's the phone number to talk to the father-daughter team of Bennington. Bob in Jersey.
Hi, buddies.
Hey, buddy.
I got a quick spy report over the weekend.
Spy report.
The Turkey Bowl went down. Chichester beat Sun Valley 14-10. Hoorah!
Yeah! And they're dancing in the streets. Rich kids got their asses whipped. Chi has blacks on their team. Stomping their shit. Romp, actually. One of the biggest romps of all time. 14-10. At Apicella Field in Chichester, I actually had a weird dream that Vito brought in... Don't stop the horse, dude. I'll fucking go crazy. Vito brought in his grandfather to work one day, and it was Coach Apicella, except for Coach Apicella, who died, I don't know, 35 years ago or something crazy. Looked like George C. Scott. And I was talking to him, and I'm like, wow, you look great. Seems odd, though, right? Like, I didn't want to just say in my dream, you're dead. So I was just, like, making fun of his grandson with him, and we were having a good time, but there was unnerving at the bottom. 844 Rock God. Let's go to John, Texas.
Hey, Ronnie B. We need your help down there in Gatlinburg. It's on fire and burning to the ground, and old Dollywood's in the path.
Dude, I was watching that today. Tennessee in like a California fire. Just massive burning.
Really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's I'm sorry, it's not on your liberal news.
I guess
network.
not.
I got it, but it's
Libtard Daily.
Yeah, that's where I go. But I mean, the fire is just unbelievable. And I never heard of those kind of fires in Tennessee.
Yeah, it's not really typical to that area. But like, even remember, like Florida had like
Florida gets them, yeah.
Which is weird because isn't that like not so common for like tropical where it is?
Well, it's not really the tropics, though. You know what I mean? Florida is a dry place that uses a lot of water from the,
Holy shit.
Yeah, this is a big fire. But Florida, of course, sucks up water from all over the state, so a lot of it's dry. Now, I mean, there wasn't supposed to be that many people living in Florida. But I never saw this in Tennessee. I'm sure I'm wrong about it. But it's pretty fucking awful.
Man, that is like one of the scariest things when it's just like a wall of fire, like just crawling like that.
Yeah, it's terrible. And then you see that kind of that smoke goes away around for hundreds and hundreds of miles, where it looks like a fog, but it's just straight smoke. They just showed pictures of dry leaves. I think it was started by a smoker.
They were smoking.
So they're talking. I know they evacuated Dollywood, and Dollywood is in the path for this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Which, probably sounds ridiculous to people who actually have homes. Like, oh, they're worried about the fucking roller coaster.
Oh, but it's lovely.
All right, Eric in Kentucky. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, y'all? We have, I'm down here in Tennessee right now, East Tennessee in Knoxville, and we've had for probably about a week now, 2 weeks, we've, just even far away, 45 minutes away from Gatlinburg. I mean, you've had smoke all through the streets in Knoxville. It's pretty incredible. But I've got my wife's got some pretty crazy pictures that of some of the fires that I wanted to get over to you guys somehow.
Yeah, you can just you can we'll put you on hold. You can email it and we'll take a look at it and put some of them up on Twitter. But is this common, Eric, for Tennessee?
We're in like in one of our biggest droughts that we've ever had.
Right.
So when you look at the Smoky Mountains, which run kind of diagonal right along the border of Tennessee, there's just so many wooded areas that when you have this kind of drought, just in the fall with the leaves coming down. So I wouldn't say that it's common, but I don't think people are terribly surprised just considering their current conditions.
And truly one of the most beautiful parts of the country along there. Just stunning.
It's
just
really
stunning.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. I got to check to see how Dr. Steve is doing. Because he told me that he was going up into the mountains by himself. He makes his own gasoline and moonshine.
No.
And he was deep in... No, well, he's just a guy who has hobbies.
Okay.
And I don't...
Sounds so flammable, everything you're describing.
Now that you're bringing it up, it does seem a little more dangerous than I wanted it to.
Doesn't he smoke?
Oh, yeah. Like a chimney.
Mm. You don't think?
I hope not. Here, let me try him by smartphone. I'll just say LOL. Let's laugh out loud. Hope you're okay. If you can't answer because of POS, that's parent over shoulder.
You can do all that on a smartphone?
Yes, I can do all that and more. Like, I have some of my favorite music on here.
What?
And also a map so I can make my way around town.
That is so cool.
I can chat or FaceTime with friends.
That's not a computer. That's a phone.
It's both, Chris.
I don't understand what's happening.
You don't understand how to buy a man's shirt because that's ridiculous.
What's wrong with this dad's shirt?
It's weird.
No dad would wear that, first of all.
Some Black Friday sales. This is $8 from JCPenney.com.
You've got to think when you button your shirt what it's going to look like when you sit.
It's not so much the shirt, but the hair right now from that rain.
Yeah.
What's my hair look like?
Use your smartphone to try to... You can use it as a mirror.
All right, that looks
You can do so much with it.
Sure.
This weekend, by the way, I had to have a little conference call with the team about some stuff coming up. And I'm trying to figure out a conference number or something that we could all use to dial in. And then Vito says, I think we can just use our cell phones to do this. Like, yeah, that's always what I'm talking about, will be cell phones. At no point was I thinking that anybody would be calling into this on something other than a cellular device.
Well, I was just confused because I'd never heard of a conference call line before. So when you said, what's a number we could all use, I had no idea what you were talking about.
It's something, I guess I didn't realize you can add in on your phone, just add calls in.
I don't do it. I don't want more than one person on the phone at one time.
It's quite confusing. But then you can go, hey, Gail here. Just want to throw this in the mix.
This is Ron. I'm going to back up what Gail said. What do you think, Chris? Is that something we can take care of?
Guys, I don't know what I'm supposed to.
Oh, no,
Let's circle back to what Chris is doing.
You know, Chris, just for your, quick info, this is just small talk that means nothing, but makes it seem like we're all working.
And can I get your avail on that? Just want to check
What's
in.
What's avail mean?
Available?
Oh, shit.
I don't have time to say the whole word. We're going to back burner that for just a little bit.
You're going to cook?
Just realized something. It's okay to say hi to Jen now.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Hey, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Send Jen in.
Hey, Jen.
Have her run super fast.
As fast as she can. She's a really good runner.
That reminds me, we used to do that to Coach all the time. I thought you were bringing Coach in for last show.
Does she hate us?
No, she's literally just super busy at school right now.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, Coach was supposed to say bye.
College is a joke.
Hi, Jen.
Hello.
Jen, nice to see you.
Nice seeing you guys today.
This is the first live show that we feel comfortable saying hello to you.
You're real now.
You are a real person. But is Jen on the photo album up on the iBang for people that want to see her? The Thanksgiving photo album?
Yeah, she's in the picture getting introduced on the photo album.
I love it.
I have to see it.
But what happened, I thought we were going to put up that picture that you took, the Mary Tyler Moore picture.
Oh my God, we should put that one up. It's the cutest picture.
Send that in. We'll tweet that out for people who want to see Jen. And she's also in the marquee picture with us, too, where we all stood on top of the Hard Rock marquee. Did you like that, Jen?
I loved it.
That's Hard Rock Johnny's standing office. He never... That's not the one, is it, Chris? That's not the one at all, dopey.
Up there on the marquee is where he stands?
The one with Big J, and we're all fucking friends together, you fucking maniac. So, yeah, send that in, and we'll put up the Mary Tyler Moore pic of
all
her.
right. I'm sending it in right now, because that's one of my most favorite pictures I've ever taken.
I love that picture.
Wait to make it about you again.
Well, it goes to show you the talent of the photographer.
You're not only Fran Leibowitz, you're Annie Leibowitz.
I'm both.
The two sisters. I got a kink in my neck, I think, from like scrunching my head in the rain.
You know what I did last night? Rolled my ankle.
Why do you have to one-up me for everything?
Every time, Gail. Jesus Christ.
This was my chance to have a kink in my neck. I don't want to hear about your gut.
Oh my God, it's swollen. I'm having trouble putting weight on it.
Are you going to be able to play next week, or you're going to have to?
I don't know. I'm doing an icing regimen.
Doubtful.
I doubt if ice makes anything feel better anyway. It's too cold.
Sometimes it feels good, the cold.
Nice to see you line up against me too, Chris. No.
Chris, don't you have an injury you'd like to talk about that's worse than just a little neck?
He cracked his soul. Meat face. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm calling you from a quote-unquote smartphone right now.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We have a smartphone line, too, 844-ROCK-GOD, for any smartphone in the world can reach us through that.
I want to say I really enjoyed the Thanksgiving Day show. You guys did a great job.
It was fun.
And, really liked Gail's impressions. They were really cool.
How many did you do altogether, Gail?
I think it was like 23 maybe?
23 impressions, and according to Vito, 60 seconds, but I didn't see a watch. He was looking at his smartphone.
He was pausing for laughter and applause, and I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's an extra 4 seconds right there. Now,
love those applause breaks.
The way we ended the show was my favorite thing. Big J going on that rant, that Gurian rant. That was just the funniest thing, and I've been wanting to say that for a week and a half. You know,
it was so funny.
It was unbelievable. I was fucking screaming. That was so goddamn funny. And I'm like, end the show. And the fucking show on a high note. But the whole thing was fun all the way through. We should get around to thanking all of our guest and all that kind of shit today too, because we never give that out in advance. Did we get the picture?
I sent it out.
Okay, so we're going to be tweeting. We'll be tweeting out Jen, the newest Bennington family member, in just a couple of moments. But that was that one out.
Oh, that's such a cute pic.
It is really cute. You're just looking up at all the excitement that is Times Square.
Such a newbie still.
Well, that's good. Stay that. Keep that in this business. That's what I say.
You gotta cherish it.
Cherish it. Cherish every little moment. Because if you don't, then you think that the world sucks. You know what I mean? I like to take the fucking, what I call the Damone philosophy of wherever you are is the best place to be. Isn't this great? Huh? Hey, Stacy, this is really good iced tea. Come on, they're going to be so happy when we come into their pool. It's going to make their day. Half and a ride.
It's good, man.
Write that down, Chris. I want to do my impression next Thanksgiving from a little-known early 1980s.
Damone impression.
Do you have 22 others that you think that you can come up with?
I got as many as Chris does. I'll just move it to other things. Hey, Big Chief. Thanks for that juicy fruit.
It's good.
I hope you never have to smother me or anything. That's a really cute picture.
It's adorable.
I'm going to make my phone background.
You should. I got to get a phone background, so I'll probably make it the same. I'm going to go down and
make it the same picture.
I want to go down and take a picture of myself like that.
I think it would just be great to see that your coworker had just made you their background. Is that me? Oh, yeah.
Love this picture
Love
of you.
this picture of you.
Then I got this picture of your parents.
What? How did you get that?
Oh, I was outside your house Thanksgiving. Just this smartphone also works as a camera.
Wow.
That thing does everything.
I know that the Trump Cuck was big for you this weekend too, huh?
Oh yeah, it was Cucksgiving.
Are you agreeing that anyone who burns the flag should lose their citizenship and go to jail for a year?
I don't think that's you have to go to jail.
I do.
Really?
Because it's a major problem in this country.
Is it?
Yeah. Flag burning. It's just what everybody's talking about. I got up this morning and RT'd the president-elect. So that's your hideous...
oh, no.
What's wrong with that?
There's no bacon on it.
Yeah, there is. There's just not. It's hidden.
Hidden. It looks like you got a pound of fucking dry turkey. By the way, this is something to always know. If your diner puts something in that looks like that with the plastic thing over top, it means they don't care about food because that immediately soaks your French fries.
Oh my God. Nothing
it's
is
the
worse
worst
than...
fucking thing. And I can't see bacon at all.
There's bacon right there.
Oh.
Right there,
What
turkey
is that,
claw.
that weird bag?
That's coleslaw and a pickle.
In a plastic bag like that?
It's not even a plastic bag. It's a piece of saran wrap tied off.
There is something really interesting to me in this picture.
Nothing is to me.
I'll tell you what it is.
Seltzer.
I never took you as a flip-flop wearer, and there is a large man's flip-flop in the background. I cannot imagine you wearing an open toe.
This is what makes me laugh. You don't call it a large flip-flop. You call it a large man's flip-flop. So the flip-flop itself could be small, but it looks like a large man is wearing that around. Now, let me ask you a question, Dr. Scholes.
Yes.
Do you wear flip-flops instead of like slippers in the house? Is
No,
that your deal?
I wear them like if I'm going to throw out trash.
Uh-huh.
Like in the
Those
halls
are your
of my
trash
building.
flip-flops.
Those are the trash flops.
Honey, where's the trash flip-flop? That's the fucking dumbest thing.
Oh my God!
Or if I go to the bodega, like I don't want to put
So
shoes on.
you out in public in them?
Yeah, I'll go out in public.
I'm just surprised. I never would have taken you as a man who owns a flip flop. You seem not like a flip-flopper.
I also never thought of you as a guy who liked to spread paint chips all over his floor. Lead-based paint chips.
That isn't fucking a paint. That's a bleach stain that went through the wood.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right, so there used to be a chair there. Read this picture, right?
In the 30s.
And when I threw the chair out, I found an old bottle of bleach that rolled underneath the chair, and that the bleach just made that giant stain.
All right, this is the other thing that you find out from people's Twitters, and this is Trump Cuck, right?
At Trump Cuck on Twitter.
All right, don't yell. Just it's a nice thing. I didn't have the app. Sorry, I'm not a Twitter guy.
The app was implied.
Yeah. I don't put one before 844 Rock God, but we all know it belongs there. All right, so there you are, drinking a seltzer like a fucking East Coast Jew. But now here's the next clue I'm looking for. What the hell is that thing behind the seltzer? Is this a jar of lube? I mean, I have no idea.
God. It's that kind of Thanksgiving, huh?
That's an alarm clock that was sent to me by a listener. Sarah sent me that alarm clock.
So why is your alarm clock on your kitchen table?
Sometimes I pass out on my couch, which is directly next to that.
This is the
You
saddest.
have an alarm clock that's on your coffee table.
Yeah, my coffee table.
Oh,
how's that an alarm clock?
I don't know how to really use it. It just looks kind of cool.
Not really.
It's a conversation piece, Ron.
By the way, I'm also going to say, for a single person living alone,
yeah,
how old is that mayonnaise? It doesn't look, it looks like, like the jar itself is from the 1980s.
Now, it looks like he's done a number on it, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the funny thing. A turkey club comes well mayonnaise. But that's not enough.
Extra
for Trump
lubricant.
Cuck.
You gotta fucking slap some more on there. Gotta love that mayo.
Is that your Jack Mayo that you also use?
No.
By the way, let me write that down for a screenplay I'm working on. Jack Mayo.
Now, are you the kind of person who would then open up the sandwich and put extra mayo on, or are you just slathering that on the exterior?
Latter.
I knew it. I knew you'd be that kind of dude. You're like, I don't have time to open this sandwich.
It takes too much. I don't want
Where's the extra pepper for your turkey club?
Oh, none. I just went with mayo.
I have extra pepper. There's not enough flavor in fucking Turk.
I bet those fries are really bad. For the reason you mentioned.
Oh, not very good, though. But
yeah. That
tradition
condensation. That hot fry condensation.
bad for food.
Is there cheese on that, too, by the way?
I threw some cheddar on there, too. It was another 50 cents.
Well, it's the holidays. You got to go all out. You know what I mean? It only comes once a year.
And it also looks like you tipped the delivery boy a large man's flip-flop.
Here you go.
A large man's flip-flops.
Fucked up, Gail.
Where's the other flip?
I don't know.
It's just one solo flip-flop.
I guess it's down next to the trash bin.
These are my trash flip-flops.
By the way, you know what you ought to take to the trash?
What's that?
That fucking useless alarm clock. And your old-timey seltzer.
There's nothing wrong with lemon lime vintage seltzer. It's fucking delicious.
Easy, Chris. We're all on the same team here.
All right, good. Okay.
Just a couple of buddies having fun.
All right, I like to have fun.
All right, David has a question about your home.
Okay.
David, go ahead.
It's nice. Cheap.
I have studied this picture like Sherlock Holmes, and I cannot figure out why you got a crowbar laying on the floor behind the flip-flop.
Oh my God, this is like a magic eye. Like the more you
I don't
look
even
at
see
it,
Where is
things pop out. Is it in fact a crowbar back there?
That is a crowbar, yes.
Now, you don't own a car.
No, I don't.
So there's no reason for you to have a crowbar.
What?
I always felt that a crowbar is like good for like home defense. Instead of like a baseball bat, crowbar would fucking do a lot more damage.
I thought that was your trash crowbar.
And crowbar's just useful.
The only reason that someone would break into this apartment is if they wanted to throw up. There is nothing of value.
No, there isn't.
Including you to break into that apartment for. So this crowbar has never been used.
Well, also, all right, so I got a paint job a few years ago, and they just paint over the old paint, so the doors of my closets get stuck sometimes, so I have to pry them open.
So that's the real reason for the crowbar.
No, I've had the crowbar for years. That's just a bonus fucking usage of it.
A burglar came in last night, threw up, and left.
Who left this vomit here?
I don't know. It looks like there's pieces of turkey club and extra mayo in it. And it looks like a half-eaten flip-flop. Large man's flip-flop. This flip-flop belonged to very large man. Up on the iBank today, the Wes Anderson little film, his little Christmas short film. Wes Anderson amazingly growing as a director. This could have been shoved into any one of his movies over the past 20 years.
It's like a sequel to Darjeeling.
And
if you like Wes Anderson, you'll love Wes Anderson.
Yeah. It's made for who? H&M?
Yeah. So it's like a little short film, but it's like an H&M ad.
Are those clothes? Are H&M clothes they're wearing?
Why did you try to correct me and say H&M was H&M? And then after we both said H&M, you went back to H&M.
It's H&M.
What's the fucking?
It's
H&M. Don't worry, I covered for you. I yelled out, "Is that H&M clothes they're wearing?"
I got you, boss. H&M.
I have no idea why you would think H&M when you saw this. Is there a reason?
I think the clothing, aside from the little conductor's uniform, but I think it's more like it's one of those things like it's selling a brand, it's selling
like a gift to them from us.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be like it gives you a feeling for what their new line is.
He's got no problem taking those corporate gigs, does he? But you know what? Now that we have a Star Wars fucking movie coming out a year, there's nothing, there's no indie at all anyway.
I mean, that looks like some H&M gear.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Or H&M.
There's some H&M. That hat, you can get at H&M.
H&M, love it.
Why were you pushing so hard on the H&M? Why did that matter to you?
I don't know.
What a fucking dope. What a crazy dope. You're getting off to such a great Christmas season scene for yourself.
Thank you.
We're just about a year that Chris cracked his head open.
Yeah, that's coming up very shortly, probably in the next, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And then, even worse than that, went on a sexual assault. Thank God we didn't have Jen then.
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, he was on a group crazy rampage.
It was a groping rampage.
It was like 2.5 bottles of vodka.
Yeah, that's not a defense anywhere.
It's not?
Yeah.
No. You cannot.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this person that you call a rapist is also a drunk. Does that soften your heart at all? I mean, this man was drinking huge ice cubes of vodka in blocks.
Not guilty.
And does it mean anything that his pants also fell down that night?
Oh, makes it so much worse.
You don't remember that?
Oh,
no, all your coworkers saw your penis.
We had to, I'm not going to say who it was.
Yeah.
One of us took a pencil and pushed your dick back in your underwear. I'll just... It was the newest member last year, Vito.
Oh, Tito, you pushed my dick in.
Is that gay slang I don't know about?
I got my dick pushed in.
This year it would have been Jen's job. Jen, get a pencil and get that back into his big boxer pants.
his large men's boxer pants. Oh,
by the way, it's one thing I can't stand. New Yorkers will use the term underpants all the time. It really it's the sleaziest of all terms.
What? What's your preference?
Panties. Boys' panties.
I use panties for both genders.
That's really...
And most men don't enjoy it.
Let's see this. Steve Knight said, checked out Trump Cuck for the first time. The bit just seems to be cuckifying existing words and then hashtagging them.
And
It looks like Chris Stanley just got cucked by Stephen Knight. So the cuckster gets cucked.
Just follow that Trump cuck, Stephen Knight.
I can't see this Trump cuck thing catching on at all.
I love it.
It's kind of a hard sell.
How?
It is.
How?
Well, if you think about it, people who don't like Trump would not want to be called a Trump cuck, and people who support Trump don't think that he makes a cuckold of them.
Okay, so this is a narrow demo, a very narrow demo.
A very narrow, non-political, I'm assuming.
I'm telling you, Trump cucks are out there, and they're loving it.
A contractor named Galen said this about your apartment.
Good.
I hope you realize that molding isn't supposed to have actual mold. Good point. You might want to get into that crowbar and scrape some of that mold out. Not that good for your lungs. That fucking the cuck got cucked is fucking hilarious. But I don't think most people know if they're a cuck or not, Chris. They wouldn't know if they would fit into your group.
Look.
Perhaps you could put together something to let them know.
Okay. I think I will.
Good. Thank you, Marlon Brando.
Something a cuck would say.
Thank you, Marlon Brando. You're so deep in character, even I, your friend, don't know you right now. Oh, God. Here's some sad news. 5 years ago today, we lost Patrice O'Neill.
Oh, no. Is that real?
5 years. I mean, that went by like a shot for me.
Wow. Yeah, that definitely does not feel like 5 years ago.
No, it feels like. What are you laughing about during that? Something else,
laughing.
I hope. I just looked over and you were giggling, but maybe you were looking at something else.
No, he does a thing sometimes where I think I'm serious. He's thinking something else. I catch him doing it sometimes, and I can see him in a conversation in his head because his head bobs while he does it. So sometimes we'll be talking, and I think that he's going to interject, and I realize that he's looking like this, and he's like, and he's just like in his head.
He's talking to his head friend, he calls him. That he has conversations.
Headsy.
Well, Headsy, thanks for jumping in the middle of this.
Oh, God.
I think there's going to be something that we put up on the iBang from last year about the essential Patrice O'Neill recordings and stuff that you can get. By the way, congratulations to you, Gail, with Gail Meets Girls, your big podcast.
Yeah.
Opening hit.
Yeah, so it's out now. If you haven't heard it, you can download it on iTunes, or you can also go to the Interrobang to get the link and download it directly there.
Oh, great. Now, who were your guests and what did you do? So
I have Amy Miller, whose new album is out, by the way, and is super fantastic. It was just released this weekend.
Love
Amy
Miller.
So funny.
And she killed at Thanksgiving.
She did an awesome job at Thanksgiving. So, Amy Miller, Carrie Coddett, and then a special surprise guest, Liz Mealy. So I got to hang out with some really funny women.
All very funny women and all very different points of view, comedy-wise.
Very different.
So was this a one-off, a one-time special?
No, it continues on. So if you go to iTunes, you can subscribe, or if you want, go to the Interrobang, and they'll keep you updated on all the new episodes.
Great idea. Next one that you do, I will be available to come in and co-host with you.
Well, it is a...
Hold on, let the applause die out. You almost missed it. You caught the bit, didn't you, as you were doing it?
But I did think he was right there with your support, which was very funny. I like what Ron likes. It's so sweet. You guys are best friends.
Like when a baby will clap because everybody's clapping, and then a baby will yell more clapping. More clapping. That's not the fucking point of clapping. Okay, we clap for things we like. And one of those can't be that we like clapping.
Why not?
That was an old baby. Did you hear him? Baby, why not? So I will be able to make it in now.
Yeah, it's actually a show about women in comedy. Specific.
Perfect for me. Because the thing is, I'm post-gender. And I'm really good on, kind of co-hosting stuff. So, Beauty, Gail, loves girls. Girls love Ron.
That is catchy, and I will give you that.
Gail loves girls that love Ron. So I would love to do this show with you, this podcast. This sounds great.
Yeah, it's kind of specific to women in comedy. I even have a lady producer. Jen is helping me produce the show.
Whoa.
Yes.
Jen, did you enjoy the first show?
I really did. It was really. Carrie was like very funny. Very funny.
She's fantastic.
Carrie's like a rock star. Like I could really picture her getting a big film role. And then Amy Miller, one of the funniest human beings. Unlike you, I'm not going to go to gender, and I'm just saying as a human being, hilarious.
She is so funny, and everybody should check out her album. It's Solid Gold, and it was just released this weekend.
And it's already went solid gold. That's fantastic.
And you should see the cover of it. It is the most fantastic cover for an album.
Is it a physical album?
Physical. Oh, yeah, she is selling it on vinyl as well.
Yeah, I call vinyl physical albums based on the... Oh, that is great.
How great is that picture?
That's hilarious.
And crazy sexy.
It's very sexy.
Is that her dog, or she had to rent that dog?
I think that's a rented dog. Yeah. I really do. But that is her home.
There's not much difference between a trailer and a tin can when you really look at it. It's like if a tin can had a little door. I love those old school trailers like that too.
Yeah.
I think they were called Airstreams.
Yeah. The kind of caravan style.
Yeah, man, they're just great. The rich carnies would have it, not the poorer carnies. But the rich carnies would be able to sleep right behind their gimmicks.
What was the name of the funky trailers that were upstate? It's like Kate from the B-52s.
Yeah.
It's like Kate's Meadow or Kate's something like that. I've always wanted to stay in them, and I think they actually moved. They're actually out in California now, and now they just have cabins upstate instead of the trailer. Yeah, so now there's one in California, I think, and that's where all the like Airstream ones are now.
Well, this is right outside of Woodstock. I stayed in the cabin before, actually the one I think that you're probably looking at there. And there's like a little second floor to it. It's really badass.
The design is like amazing.
It's Kate's Lazy Meadow. And when I got there and I saw the trailer, I'm like, I don't want to sleep in that. There's a fucking cabin right there. You know what I mean? When I went there, I'm like, I'm going to be staying in that crazy trailer. But no, I preferred. Is that the one in Woodstock? Yeah, you can see that. Go back to that other picture. See that when they're in the middle, where you go upstairs to the bedroom.
Oh yeah,
it's
that's really
fucking
neat.
Cool and funky.
Yeah, like the design and all the furniture is just like amazing. I've always wanted to stay in them, but yeah, those like dolled up Airstreams are so cool.
Yeah, they're kind of mod.
Yeah,
mod, if you will.
I will. A mid-century modern. For the layman.
All right, Seven Nations Justin is on the phone. Our buddy from Montreal, who now lives in Toronto, and I think is writing a piece for the iBang. Justin, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Justin.
Hey, guys. How was your Thanksgiving?
Well, it was very thankful. And filling. Chris had a turkey club.
Delicious.
Instead of going to the myriad of people who invited him.
Us included. We were one of many. Well,
well, you guys are welcome, so enjoy the land.
Yeah, you know what? That first get-together was so nice that everybody got along. And then after that, it got ugly. You know, like most parties.
Well, yeah, I just want to say thanks for that shout-out, man. I'm thankful to have you guys in my life. But I'm going to be completely honest. Like, you guys basically, you laughed me out of a depression. And, you know, I learned a lot from you guys, and, yeah, definitely thankful to have you guys in my life. And, you know, I would go so far as to call you guys my Kimosabes, but I just found out that it actually means ass hair.
Oh, I don't mind.
Oh, really?
I don't mind, though.
That means we're close. We're so close.
We can definitely call Chris Stanley that, so.
Now, Justin, everything, we're all getting along great, but I do want you to sign this paper on that pipeline. I think it's...
Sign it, Justin!
Oh, man.
No,
yeah,
but
it's a FUBAR situation.
Well, the beauty of that is that you go to the natural land and you suck the oil out of it and then you just run pipes across it.
Oh,
I think it actually, because a lot of times I'll be at a beautiful place and I'll go, where are the pipes?
Yeah, how can we ruin this?
Yeah. How can we muck up this water?
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a tragedy what's happening out there, but yeah, no. On a lighter note, I did write an article for the iBang. Kevin Banner, one of the top comic finalists, you guys did at the JFL 42. He just released a new special called Dreamboat.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it with 604 Records, which is Chad Kroger's label. And it's cool. He's expanding into the comedy market. And Kevin Banner, though, this dude's hilarious. Real knockaround guy, he busts his own balls. So if you're into that type of humor, check him out. And
my favorite kind of guy is a knockaround guy.
I like a knockaround guy.
I kind of consider myself a knockaround guy. I knock around a little bit.
Yeah. He's like a standard issue knockaround kind of dude.
All right, I'll be looking forward to this to reading this too, Justin.
All right, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. And, I love you guys, and I look forward to listening to more of the show.
Okay, buddy. Stay in touch.
Yeah, we'll do.
Happy Canadian, Seven Nations Thanksgiving, now into Seven Nations Christmas. All right.
Yeah.
Peace.
I'll see you
guys. So this is something that Gail had went down early to her guy's house in Upper Darby. And then we were going to meet up with her and all ride down together, right? So he has the idea, let's meet at the casino in Chester, PA, which I've never been. There's a Harrods there, right?
Okay.
I have nothing against their company, whatever, but it was the most depressing casino I've ever pulled up to in my life.
Did it have table games or was it like a racing?
No, I mean the neighborhood, dude. Oh. The neighborhood, where they put this, it's in the middle of factories and across the street from a jail. Like you could throw a chip into a jail. And we pulled in there. And I've never seen a casino in my life that didn't have signs that said the casino. Make a right for the casino. We're driving along and we're like on fucking 9th Street. And we're like, there can't possibly be a fucking casino here. It's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's just like the smell of meth labs and fucking cooking coke was all over. And I'm pulling in. I'm like, this is a factory. I'm like listening to the fucking smartphone tell me where to go. My smartphone will tell me where to turn.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Well worth the expense, I think.
And it says it out loud. I think its name is Smarty.
Mr. Smarty, where do I turn next?
And it was the most depressing thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's a race. There's a racetrack behind the thing. Behind the casino on the river.
I have never gone in all these years, being in that area. Every time somebody suggests we go, I'm like, I doubt that I will like to do that. Just doesn't
Was
seem...
it crowded? Was there?
No, it was dead.
No.
I mean, there was like a couple cars outside.
There was fucking hotel rooms that overlooked the fucking prison.
Oh, Jesus. Wait, there was a hotel attached to this fucking thing?
Yeah. All right, I'll just tell you what it looked like. Biff had got the fucking sports book, and this is what happened to the city of Chester. This was one of those things. But how do they not even have a sign like, oh, make a left?
No.
There's no kind of bright, shiny. Nothing. Nothing.
It's actually not really that flashy even for, the lights.
The lights were dull, is what we're saying. What the fuck? It was like pulling into an old Ramada Inn. It was very, very bizarre. That was a weird night.
Yeah. Perfect rendezvous for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, my favorite part of Thanksgiving was getting back on 95. We've made it, everyone. We're going to live. The family's going to live.
So no one lived around here. It was straight factories.
Well, there's factories and there's, lower income housing. It was just, it was just a fucking strange thing. Piece up on the iBank today about Michael Che, and I saw his new special, and it just fucking crushes.
I saw it over the...
Where did he record that?
I think at the terminal in Greenpoint, which just looks like a warehouse in Greenpoint.
It was a warehouse, right?
Yeah.
Now it's, whatever. What's the name of this article?
It's what Lauren Michaels can learn from Michael Che's new hour special.
The thing is, I think Lauren produced this, right?
Yeah.
But the point being of the article, if you only knew Michael Che from Saturday Night Live, you would not understand how great his material and delivery are. And his whole fucking look and his vibe and all, And then they tried to put him in this other world of a 1970s newscast. You know what I mean? Like, if you watch SNL, those kind of newscasts don't even exist anymore. You don't know what they're parodying. Where two guys are throwing the news back and forth. It just doesn't happen. So, but Che is just fucking amazing, man. He's just so funny.
Your mic just went out.
Oh, I thought that was my headphones. That's his mic?
Whoop.
There's one over here.
Let's just move mics over until we do. That was our producer going, yeah. Are we working now? See, instead of you being the guy who jumps up, one of your team should be jumping up, assisting you. But anyway, you'll want to read this piece. It is about the fact that it's cool that Che's on SNL, but he could be used differently.
Well,
they should just have him doing his Che thing.
Yeah.
Why aren't we at the point where we're just doing Che commentary?
Che doing the news. I think he's gotten a little bit more freedom to be himself.
I disagree 100%.
You don't think it's any different than when it started?
I still think he's in the dumb suit and he's reading the bup type stuff, and his jokes don't work. Those are Seth Meyers jokes.
Yeah.
And the whole, accusatory thing where his thing is way more laid back and interesting how he gets to the points. I just think it's dumb that they're still doing that. But it's all up in that article. I'm just agreeing with it. 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Gail, this is not safe for workish. Up on the iBank today. I didn't even know about this. The 1 finger selfie challenge dances the line of almost nude.
Yeah, so you know how all these challenges go viral, the mannequin. This is one I think everyone's going to get behind.
The new one is the backpack challenge. I don't know.
I kind of enjoyed that one.
And that's kids running a gauntlet while the other kids throw their backpacks at them. All right, so this one is what?
So this is you stand in a mirror fully nude and then you angle it so that your finger covers your vagina, and then in the reflection, it covers your nipples, therefore using only 1 finger to censor your body, leaving not much to the imagination.
Now, how quickly will Ellen pick this one up?
I hope she does. I hope she does.
Now, this is an engineering feat when you think about it. I mean, it's a very difficult thing to pull off this illusion. That's the only one? Has other people tried it?
Yeah, so it's become a little bit of a trend. It seems like it was like an Asian trend because it came from a photograph that was like an anime kind of girl doing it. So then they tried to be like, is that something you can actually do? and then people tried to repeat.
All right. Here's what I've never wanted us to get into the challenges, but we got to do this one. So it's either Vito or Jen. One of them is going to do.
Should we do a vote?
Yeah. Or
a Twitter poll?
Could Jen use her finger to cover up Vito? Vito, is this one you'd like to get in on?
How interested are you in the one finger challenge?
I don't know. I played worse in my pants. Whose pants are these? So I feel like I put my body on the line enough.
Yeah, but now you've busted your cherry.
Yeah, you're out there, buddy. That's your thing.
I don't think a finger.
You got a huge pop.
No finger will be big enough to hold this body.
That's a large man's flip-flop. Why don't we just do it but holding flip-flops?
The flop challenge.
Yeah. Or some dupage. There's a dude who did it.
Yeah, look, it could be done.
And your body's nicer than his, Vito.
Hell yeah.
But why does a man need to cover his nipples?
Yeah, I guess he doesn't. So there's
that's the anime.
Yeah, so there's the image on the left that was the drawing of a girl doing it in the mirror. Who, of course, in
this
anime
is oddly
looks very young.
Oh wait, it was the anime?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're never supposed to guess how old a cartoon is.
And then people try to recreate this exact.
I think it's going to be tough.
And there it is. Beautifully done.
Good job.
I think it's taken off. The one finger challenge. And I've fallen for that one before.
That chick is. That chick's amazing looking too.
Yeah, she's beautiful. I've noticed all the ladies who have tried it very foxy
And clean shaven.
Yes.
This is not a bush challenge.
No. Or is it? Leaves a little to the imagination.
Vito. It seems like it could be a new Cuck challenge too for you.
That could be great for Trump Cuck. Do you think Trump Cuck might want to get in on the one finger challenge?
I'm already the Trump cuck. I have enough on my plate.
Yeah, but it doesn't work unless you get Trump cucks, and you don't seem to be.
Yeah. I mean, what says cuck more than
I'm gonna have
an
an actual way to tell if you're a Trump cuck or not. I'm gonna have it later today.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I am though.
I'd like for this to be the way.
You got to be able to do the challenge. Also up on the iBank today, this is something I'm always interested in. Best burger in all 50 states. Now, for one, I just happen to live a couple blocks away from the best burger in New York, J.G. Mellon's.
Yeah.
Which I'm not even sure is the best burger in New York City.
Really?
It's a good burger.
Because you like the burger joint burger better.
I like the burger joint burger, but there's just a ton of great burger places in New York. But then I look at some of the states and I'm like, that doesn't look too good. I couldn't live there with that burger.
Let's see. So is that...
look at that one right there. Where is that?
That's Minnesota.
Stinks. What's Pennsylvania? Go down.
Pennsylvania is a place in Scranton. Coney Island lunch. And that looks disgusting.
It doesn't look
It's on
great.
a hot dog bun.
Thank you. And anytime they give you a fork with your burger, come on, this looks like something Chris would eat for Thanksgiving.
They deliver?
Go to Delaware's.
The way back.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does look good. Try Florida.
Make me proud.
Oh, that's now. See, that's not what I want.
What is that bread?
They're going for like a Cuban angle.
I think you've got to go with the standard.
You gotta go with standard. You want a burger. You don't want a funky burger. You don't go, this burger comes in shallot bread. No, just give me a nice fucking burger. And I don't need a million things on it if the burger is good.
No, the simpler the better. It's like the classic all-American comfort food. Now,
DC's is good because it's Ben's Chili Bowl. But when I go to Ben's Chili Bowl, I want Ben's chili. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Like, if somebody goes, did you go to a steak joint? They go, did you have the burger? I go, no. I'm having the fucking steak.
Now, would you split the difference and do a chili burger?
No.
I don't like a chili burger.
I don't like anything
You don't
like...
like a chili burger?
I'm not even a big chili fan, to be totally honest.
Oh my God, you're nuts.
We never had good chili then.
Probably.
I like a
That's
chili
the only
burger.
problem.
I like a chili dog.
I think when you're mixing stuff like that, you're just playing around with the balance of the universe. You don't need to do it. It's confusion. Putting chili...
American fusion with American.
Putting chili on a hot dog never gets called fusion
It is
at all.
now. Fusion dog.
I know I don't want to fucking bring this up, but this kink in my neck is
Oh my
unbelievable.
God, I know my ankle still hurts really bad.
Yeah.
It's really so annoying, dude. I can't tell you how annoying that is. By the way, Sandra Bernhard just walked by. We got to get her on because she does that week every year at Joe's Pub.
I will book her.
No. Vito will book her because he's friends with
Yeah,
her.
they're besties. She's very warm to him.
Who's
in the
all your
hallway.
best friends in the building?
Well, Steve's not here anymore, but he used to be my buddy, Steve Bannon. We got
Book 'em.
Who else? We got Sandra Bernhard.
Booker.
We got Derek from the Jim and Sam show. That's my buddy.
Book 'em.
We got Andy Cohen.
Book 'em. I want all the... Yeah, he worked for Andy Cohen. I want to make Christmas all about our friends from the building.
Cool. Yeah, I'll reach out to Sandy. She gave me a nice little Christmas present last year.
What'd she give you?
She gave me a bunch of baseball cards from the year I was born. And
That's so fucking sweet.
a Mets t-shirt.
That is really thoughtful.
nice.
What were some of the best cards you got?
I don't remember.
Did you not open it?
Dude, can I just tell you something? That fucking woman is a rock star. Great actress. And now, and of course, comedian. And now broadcaster. And she thought of you
Yeah.
at fucking Christmas?
You, Vito.
No wonder you were happy last Christmas.
Didn't expect it whatsoever. It was really nice of her.
No, of course you didn't expect to get something from a movie star handing you baseball cards. It's the most unexpected thing ever. That's like if Chris got a fucking crowbar from Nick Cage.
That'd be awesome.
You know what you ought to do with that crowbar?
What's that?
Just stand there and smash yourself in the head till you're dead.
Not gonna do that.
And then have two cops stand there. Someone killed themselves with a crowbar? I mean, this has got to be a murder, right?
It's sharp. It's sharp.
Here, I got a clue for you there, Chief. There's a missing large flip-flop. That's one thing I would not want to do is try to look for clues if I was a detective, but I would want to do the interrogation. That'd be my favorite thing.
Put the hot light on them.
No, you know what? Make it easy for us. Like, Chris, you're looking pretty good now, huh?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. You enjoying yourself?
Yeah. Can I see a lawyer?
No. You don't need a lawyer here. I'm your lawyer.
Are you
from this point on.
But you're a cop, though.
Yeah, I'm a cop/lawyer. Okay, I'm your rabbi. Now I'm going to have you sign this paper. Don't look at it. It's a trick.
Sure, I shouldn't read
Sign
it.
this paper. No, just sign it fast.
Okay.
Sign it.
Chris Stanley.
Okay. That just said that you are guilty of double homicide.
What? I didn't kill anyone.
A little late with that. That ain't what this paper tells me.
You're
Now-
the best in the biz.
Oh God.
You know what? I'd like to get you off if I could.
Please, because I'm fucked right now.
No, sexually. I'd like you to take out your penis and made a jacket until you give me a tiny bit of cum that I could throw in the body and say that there was a.
This is one tricky investigation.
And then I call the fucking post. Yeah. I just caught the rigor mortis raper. Yeah. This rapist waits till rigor mortis sets in.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, he is. He's fucking pond scum.
How'd I get myself into this situation?
Dead Cat Skippy said that Vito would be better for the one forearm challenge.
Because I'm large.
A guy named One Day Behind says, can we get a hashtag Trump Cuck shirt before Scope Bro forgets about his bit and leaves us all hanging? Well, your bit is really fucking bad, too. I mean, I don't think anyone's on this Trump Cuck bandwagon.
Dude, everyone's on it.
I don't know. It's hard to, I can't imagine you getting a huge audience for this.
People, all right, what's the most popular thing in the world right now? Trump. What's the most popular
All right,
word?
wait, just leave it there.
Yeah.
Just leave it there. This is your fucking idea.
Yeah.
What's the most popular thing in the world right now? Trump. Not the person or the fact that he's the president.
Yeah.
He's a popular thing to him.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about Trump.
Yeah, okay. Go on.
Cuck.
Is
Not
a
so
word.
many people.
Is a
No,
word.
It's huge. It's the actual word Trump, cuck, has skyrocketed in the use of social media, the
Wait,
internet.
This is why you're stupid. We were using that fucking term for years before you, and you waited until everyone else, and you're like, hey, now. You dope.
At Trump Cuck.
Ugh.
Don't forget the app.
Here's the thing that I can't fucking stand every day. Can you believe that Trump wants this person to be Secretary of the Education? I'm like, I don't even know who fucking Secretary of the Education is now. You know what I mean? Like, most of these jobs, I don't know who has them. I'm not going to sit around and worry about each one of them. Like, John Kerry's been Secretary of State. I haven't heard dick about the guy. Doesn't even seem like it's a good job to me.
He just travels a lot.
Yeah, he goes over and fucking meets dignitaries.
I doubt, like, the meeting of the dignitary even takes too long. So he's just really just fucking traveling the world.
It was almost like two guys saying, I got no power. I work for a nut, don't you? Yeah, I do. I work for a fucking lunatic.
Seems like it could be a good travel show. Meet dignitaries and trying their cuisine.
Is this dead frog? I'm going to eat it. You know what? I thought it was grossed out, but it's delicious. That's every one of those fucking shows.
I appreciate your culture now.
Now I like monkey brains, and I wish we could get them in the States. I got to put together my money like a fucking child.
You have it all over the place.
I know. I was out to eat the other night. I'm fucking...
You just threw a wad of cash at them?
The waitress leans over and picks up a wadded up 20 off the fucking ground. This must be yours. And I just said, that's tips. I always wad it up, chuck it on the fucking ground. Really did enjoy the sandwich, so thanks. And then I ran out of there crying. Fucking Chris is going to hit me in the back of the head with a fucking crowbar by the time I'm done folding my money. Tito, get me an iron. Come in here and iron this. And give me your Met shirt and your cards from Sandra Bernhard.
He didn't appreciate those baseball cards.
No, he doesn't even know which one he got.
I didn't open it.
Collectible. Should have opened it.
Yeah, but you got to know what's inside the
Was it
collectible.
Tops, Upper Deck? What are we talking here?
It was just a random assortment.
Was it in a pack?
Have you ever collected baseball cards in your life? Because you don't sound that way.
No, I've actually never collected baseball cards before.
Were you collected baseball cards?
For a short time, yeah.
Bullshit.
You seemed like a collector when you were a kid.
Yeah.
I like comic books
addictive
and
personality.
No, well, yeah, it's addictive personality, but it's also people like to collect when they think they don't have anything of their own. You know what I mean? People that need to say, this is mine. And that fucking kid who not only didn't have a bedroom, didn't even have a bed.
No.
Slept on a fucking couch until you were how old?
24? Because I had a bed in college, but then when I went back home, back on the couch.
That must have been
Back
rough.
to the couch. Well, it was a futon at that point.
Relax.
Fancy.
He didn't even have a crib when he was a baby. He just slept in a large men's flip flop.
Fuck, Gail.
It was floating down the fucking river like Romulus and Remus floating down the East River. I can't believe we're trying to put together a Christmas party without you drinking. It really opens up the possibilities.
It's weird.
This actually got brought up. I don't know, bowling? Should we eat and then go bowling? And I'm like, no. Roller skating? No.
No. I don't need an activity.
Yeah, activities kind of blow.
Food and conversation.
Karaoke?
That could be fun. I guess if we were going to pick an activity.
Karaoke's good.
Sucks.
It's great. I've never actually sang karaoke.
What about a bouncy house for you?
Oh, I love that.
But the pissing.
No, don't worry, I'll piss. I'll piss again. It's not a problem.
Like we did last summer. Tito, what would you like to do for a Christmas party?
Let's play like a big football game, like two-hand touch.
Well, first of all, that's not a fucking meal or a night out. That's just you playing two-hand touch, which we know why you want to do. Put your hands on Gail's butt.
No, it's Chris. It's not me.
You want to put your hands on Chris's butt.
You want some of this, Vito?
Disgusting.
You want to taste?
I hate when he says
Looks like the Cuck is on the prowl. Hey, why don't we take a break here? Jen, welcome to the show, by the way.
Welcome, Jen.
The on-air
Thank
version
you.
of the show. You've been here for us before. You know what I'd like you to do? Sit in for a live read. Do a live read with us.
Fantastic.
Let's break, and Jen's going to start in our new Tito's live read.
Bennington will be right back on Raw Dog 99, Sirius XM's Comedy Club.
So, Jen, what were you talking about earlier? What's so exciting to you right now?
Exciting to me is Tito's handmade vodka.
Wait, Tito's handmade vodka that's big with the kids?
Yep. Very huge.
What is
Very
it?
huge.
What is it about Tito's?
Well, Tito's handmade vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beverage.
Is that his real name?
Yes, it is. And he had the idea of building his own micro distillery, incorporating the boutique winery concept into the spirits industry.
No.
Oh, that's very interesting.
This is something
Great
that
concept.
the hipsters, Gail, the millennials, I like them to call them the edgy kids, are into, and Jen represents that.
Oh, yeah. She's a millennial.
Tell us more about Tito's, Jen.
Well, he acquired the first legal permit to distill in Texas and put his life savings into it, racking up 19 credit cards to build his own copper pot stills and condensers.
Now, how do you get 19 credit cards?
I don't know.
That
That,
seems
sounds
pretty crazy.
difficult.
Like-
But that is dedication.
I mean, if I'm the credit card company at a certain point, I'm like, I don't know if we can give you another one.
Yeah.
You got 18 credit cards, and you've banked them all.
I can imagine getting 3 and then just getting terribly confused.
Yeah, I don't want a lot of credit cards. Well, then again,
What was the size of his wallet?
I know. He must have just had a credit card briefcase that he went around. And what is he, buying condensers with a credit card?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
Split that between 19 credit cards, please.
dude, are you sure you want to buy this condenser on these credit cards? What else, Jen?
Well, since then, he's been awarded a 95 rating by Wine Enthusiasts.
That's unbelievable.
Won the unanimous Judges' Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition.
That's the world. That's the planet Earth. That's like winning the Olympics.
That's big.
The Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic.
Nice.
And many others.
I'd like to hear about some of the others when you get a chance sometime.
Just tell us later.
It's got a modest paper label on a simple bottle. So
Oh, God, no. You know what? Get another credit card and get some of those labels out there.
So all you pay for is the exceptional handmade vodka inside.
Okay, that
Wow.
makes sense. Okay.
That
now
actually-
I understand the paper label.
I'd like to make a bottle out of air. So nobody.
Good. Talk
Yeah.
to Tito about that.
Well, what you could do is Tito's on the Moon, where it's just floating vodka bubbles.
Oh, neat.
You just run by and just pop them in your mouth.
That'll be great for this new world
Well,
we're going to be living in.
I don't know if it's a new world. It's the old moon.
It's a new world, but it's an old moon.
Oh, that's nice.
And Tito still makes his vodka by hand on the same land where he started it all in Austin, Texas.
Why doesn't he get some people to help him and get some machines? That's what I would do.
No, he has a passion for it, it sounds like.
I guess he does.
And he's a hometown guy.
He is a hometown guy, and everybody loves Austin. Well, that is everybody except for Dallas. They got their own problems with it. What else, Jen?
So Tito's handmade vodka is distilled 6 times from 100% corn and is naturally gluten-free. Visit us at titosvodka.com for recipes, songs, and more. 40% alcohol by volume, handcrafted to be savored responsibly.
Sweet, sweet. Good job. It's the Bennington Show. I just walked down to hit the bathroom, and the cast of, I think it's Rogue Nation, Star Wars Rogue Nation,
Oh, really?
is there.
That's who's just down the hall?
Yeah, in the fishbowl.
Nice.
Rogue One?
Rogue One.
So they're little English people that have never seen anything else. They've never done anything else as far as I could tell. And everybody's so excited to
Because
see
I
him.
passed them and I did not recognize.
Always look at the sign.
Budding stars.
They'll be the biggest stars in the country because the only movies that are going to be made in the future are comic book heroes and Star Wars. And there's no joking about that. That's literally what we're going to be down to.
Yeah, Cumberbatch is signed for 9 movies to be Doctor Strange.
I have become Cumberbatch. 9 movies.
He'll be Doctor Strange in 9 more.
And they haven't even made one yet, right? Is it out?
It just came out. Yeah, Doctor Strange
How
a
is
couple
it?
weeks ago. I didn't see it. I don't know.
Vito?
I didn't see it, but it's like I've heard it's really good from the people who like those kind of movies.
Everything's really good. They're never disappointed. They love everything.
Doesn't matter what
That's why they keep making these kind of movies.
This one I think is like the visual effects are what's like cool about this one.
But isn't that what's cool? What's supposed to be cool about all of them?
Every movie since fucking Jaws talks about the visual effects. Every single one. And now, do you ever go back and watch an old movie for visual effects? Do you ever go, oh man, I'm going to go back and this movie I like for visual effects in 97 is still great.
The only one that I still feel that way is Jurassic Park because I can remember what it felt like to be little to see it.
Even the new Jurassic Parks, though?
No, just the original gangsta Jurassic Park
I watched. Yeah,
is the only one I'll rewatch.
I rewatched the second Matrix. Remember the scene where like a bunch of Agent Smiths fight Neo in the park? I remember the time thinking, oh my God, it's amazing. If you rewatch that, it's fucking ridiculous. It looks awful.
Okay, when you said ridiculous, I thought you meant good.
No,
me too.
bad. It looks really bad.
The Agent Smith piling up on top of him and stuff?
It looks really terrible. It looks like a fucking bad video game.
Was there any other kind?
I think there are good ones. People like, I don't know, Portal.
Oh, I love that game. He's right.
Okay, good. Good to know. All right, it's the Bennington Show, 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Now, remember the guy who sent us pictures of the fires? We put up the Twitters?
Yeah.
And the tweetits? He snoped us. Mark M said that bottom photo is not from the fire. It's from a mountain fire in 2000. So for some reason, this guy just thought it would be terrific.
Why did he do it?
Well, I guess he got us. You know, we've been pranked.
He did.
We
did
got
really get
pranked. So good stuff, buddy.
Good for you.
We're sitting here with our faces red right now.
We have
Because of
egg
the
on our face.
Prank job. Next time you put egg on our face, why don't you put bacon in our pockets so we can enjoy a meal? So Doctor Strange, very good, huh? Very, very good.
That's what I've been told by some friends.
That's all you need. That's all you need. Be
Those
told
are
by friends.
The reviews that matter most.
And they said, oh man, the visuals are so great. The CGI is fantastic.
Yeah, they said there were like a bunch of cool effects and stuff like that. It's like, it's good for the genre too.
What's that mean?
But they're all like good for the genre.
Well, no, this one had like Inception type effects, like that are supposed to like screw with your head, not like just like big explosions and stuff.
Does it have Inception like sound effects?
I never knew why anybody would be wanting to promote the genre itself. This is so good for the genre.
This furthers the genre. You know, I think the only people who normally think that way is horror. Like they care about the genre itself. They're like, this is great.
I'm
for
willing
us,
to say
the horror
this.
fans.
People who like movies no longer go to movies, and they're for something else now. You know what I mean? People who go to movies like to go and lay out on those chairs and see visual effects jumping around. But people who actually like movies, like somebody who say, oh, the Maltese Falcon. You know what I mean?
They're not going to be in the 4D chair.
No, they're not part of this anymore. It's become something else. It's become like the sensory overload thing. And less about, story and character and all that. I mean, there's no sense in even discussing it anymore. The fact that he just said something is good for the genre is fucking hilarious to me. Like, I can't imagine people saying years ago, this is good for the genre. This is fantastic for the genre of what we're watching. Why they would care. Jessica, Chicago.
I thought that was the worst movie I've ever seen. The whole time I was watching it, I kept waiting for, like, some reason to care and, like, character development.
Now, were you a fan of the show?
No.
Okay.
Wait.
What
Doctor Strange?
Oh, I thought for some reason, wasn't that a show?
No.
Think about Doctor Who.
Oh, that's what I thought we've been talking about this whole time.
No.
I get the doctors mixed up.
It's good for the genre that you don't know which doctor is which.
It's just doctor.
The other one is the sci-fi genre. This is the superhero genre.
Gotcha.
Or comic book genre. Now, you might like the next 8 movies of Doctor Strange.
I doubt it. They get into a battle scene, and you're thinking to yourself, like, well, this is where he's going to fail because we've never seen him battle, and he's a doctor. And all of a sudden, he's fighting. They literally never gave any story. It was just like all of a sudden, he's a doctor who can fight, and then it's over.
I find this doctor to be strange.
He sounds strange. I still have been thinking this whole time that Benedict Cumberbatch was a new Doctor Who. I've never seen that either, so I just accepted it. I was just like, strange? Who? The same thing.
All right, thanks, Jessica. Here's Jay. Jay, what's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Cool.
It sucked. It was like, the best way I described to me was, it was like watching Iron Man on LSD. And that was perfect, because it literally is like trying to watch something through a kaleidoscope. There's so much going on. You're exactly right. People don't go to movies because they like them, and you just go there to get a migraine 4 hours later because of all the stuff that's going on the screen.
Well, I'm sure it's some kind of a rush that you get from watching these colors explode. It's just like not what I would call movies. And believe me, I have a lot of friends who go to every one of the Star Wars, and they can't. Anybody? They can't wait for the next one. But I mean, to me, the Star Wars thing ran out in the early 70s. You know, like after the first, I never even got the idea why it was smart to make a second one. And I've always even said the same thing about the Rocky movies. Like the first Rocky is amazing. There's no reason for a second Rocky. It's silly. The second one was fucking literally silly and shat upon the premise of the first one. That this was a guy from the neighborhood who got a once-in-a-lifetime shot and he didn't embarrass himself. That was considered success at one time. But by the time the 80s rolled around you're really going to have all the pretty shiny stuff. All right. Well, Rogue One is right down the fucking hall. Let's jump on it. 844-ROCK-GOD, 844-ROCK-GOD. I'm being reminded now that there's a piece up on the iBang, the worst of early CGI from the 90s. All right, so CGI didn't start to the 90s, right?
Yeah.
All right, so how did Spielberg make those early movies? Like, how did he make Close Encounters?
It's with like some models. He made scale models.
No, there's clouds in there. There's moving clouds with spaceships inside of it.
Blue screens. So it's not like a green screen, it's a blue screen where they're just putting that background on the screen. They're putting people in front of it.
And how's a green screen different than a blue screen?
Green screen, like you can put CGI in front of it. Like you can do anything on the screen.
That's not true. Screen screens have been around as long as we've been doing weather maps. So I don't think there's an alarming difference between green screens and blue screens. That's something made up by a cuck.
I really remember, like, what was that movie Anaconda? That one was like one of those like really bad CGI. Like if you watch it again, you're like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. The way the snake moves, and it's just like so unrealistic looking.
What's the some early 80s was really hideous too, and there was a really good movie where this guy was like using one of those chambers, those floating chambers.
Altered states?
Altered states. And then remember the final scene of the movie?
Where he, I guess, becomes red or magma or some weird shit?
It's exactly, I mean, you described that perfectly. He becomes red or magma or some weird shit. And then I'm like, okay, I'm out of this movie. You know what? Let me talk to an actual movie star about this. It's the great Jay Moore. Jay!
Yes, hello, friends. It's the 1940s. I'm in Santa Monica, California. Playground to the stars. Come watch Gail Bennington frolic near the sea in her one piece, all the way above her ankles, friends. Hello, Ronnie B. I understand you got back from Will Rogers' house, walking the ponies, eh? And there's Pepper Hicks having one of his spells. Here comes Jackie Robinson, the first Negro ball player for the University of California, Los Angeles. Watch out. Don't get too close, friends. He's exotic.
Ronnie, you had one of the best things going one day, like everything Jackie Robinson did, he was the leader of all time. Like, there goes, I don't know, I said that like Larry Merchant. Ronnie, you once had a commentary. You're like, Jackie Robinson with 4 doubles, the all-time leading Negro baseball player. That's his 5th double in 3 years. Jackie Robinson.
But it is true. He had the Negro records for a while.
Look at the millennials are all uncomfortable with the word.
Right.
That's what they use. Gail, you've been incredibly intelligent funny this morning. To call in and say, wow, well done, love.
Thank you. You sweet
You're
thing.
welcome. And that other guy, other than Pepper, doesn't even know that you're fucking mocking him when you're talking about his movie review.
No.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's a dope. Vito's a dope.
Vito, do you move your lips when you read?
He's never learned to read.
I just want to tell you, the whole show, you sound like $1 million, baby.
Thanks, man. That's nice to hear. How was your Thanksgiving, pal? How was Thanksgiving in the West Coast?
Well, it was good. It was warm.
Yeah.
I was up in Oxnard looking at the ocean, and my 5-year-old son said, does Jesus wear a belt? And I said, I think so, yeah. And I pulled up like a picture on my phone. He said that way. He goes, that's a rope.
Yeah. I got to agree with him, too, man. That's not an actual belt. Yeah.
There's no buckle.
He said, exactly. He said, that's a rope. And I go, you just wait.
I remember when
worried about a rope.
Eastside Dave told us once, and because we were talking about Jesus as a carpenter, and he swore that Jesus invented the chair, that there were no chairs. So I'm like,
everyone was just standing around.
No. According to Dave, there were stools, but he came up with the stool back that turned it into a chair, and he swore he learned that in Catholic school.
I think chairs are easier to make than stools. It's like inventing the square before the wheel. Fuck, Dave was so amazingly locked in on something. And like the ultimate con. Like he doesn't really believe this, but he must because that's what started it. Like when he did his Tim Roth getting shot.
Yeah.
And he just sounded like Barney from The Simpsons. Oh wow, you found out Aerosmith. And he was just going, I'm fucking shot in the gut. Oh my God.
But you were right. Once Dave committed to an idea, there was never any stopping him. And
he wiped dog shit on his face, didn't he?
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Sure. He was going to go for it. But
Ronnie, you said that like I was at the bottom end of the wedding registry. Like, did you guys get napkins? Like, yeah. Where do you see the Cadillac in the driveway? Yeah. Corn on the cob, the whole toaster. Yeah. Keep going. That was amazing.
Dave will,
oh fuck, I miss you.
One of the things that Dave will do, he'll text me these crazy things, and it'll be because he's watching the Little League World Series, and I mean early on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it'll just be like Orange, California blows. And I'm just like, what? And then I figure it out. He's watching the game, but he assumes we all are, like it was the actual World Series. And you could just say this to people.
When you guys would get hypnotized, or when he would start drinking in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And Guy Smiley. Guy. What was this?
Geyerson. Guy Geyerson.
Oh, Guy Geyerson. I forgot that.
Man. Oh man. Wow, Pepper. Really looks like a slide from Dave to you now that we've framed it up this way.
Yeah. There really is a slide.
Pepper, let me tell you something. As the Puerto Rican kid at my son's sleepover said to me, "Why are you so thirsty?"
Peppa, why you mira papi Vanaka, why you so thirsty? Ronnie, why is your friend so thirsty? Gail and me, we know. I braided her hair. Yeah, personally, Louis Guzman was there too, Ronnie.
My favorite, man.
I love him.
Yeah, and you know what's great? That you and Gail both know that Tudo Nash was good for the genre.
That's good for the genre.
Yeah, there's not enough movies about bounty hunters on the moon, Poppy. You know that. You want to get nice?
Now, this would be great for you because we're talking about Luis, and that reminded me of Boogie Nights. But Burt Reynolds' house is for sale from Boogie Nights. You can buy it. Yeah.
That's intense.
I think it's in the valley, though.
Yeah, you can move to the valley. And you'd be like, and you're saying to people in the river, this is what Jay's house is for. Enjoy it. That was always my favorite thing. That he act like he had a fucking mansion, you know. It was just a nice house.
Girls,
I've had Lisa. There's some guy boning my wife's fucking brains out in the driveway. That's why. I've had fucking idiot. I had Lisa Ann on my podcast twice. She used to do porn, and she's like out. Like she doesn't dance, nothing. And like the stories she had about like her first load was on film. Her like a guy choked her. She's like, it's pretty. That is wacky stuff. That porn.
Well, I was just saying that James Dean, who got 20 nominations, they said, for different porn awards.
He's like the Meryl Streep of cock.
Yeah, he is. And yet, there's like 14 girls who say, no, he did that to me when I didn't want him to.
Yeah,
You know?
he has a couple rape charges on him, but still celebrated.
Like Stoya, like not that I know any of these people are. It's like, come on, you got to sully this one up. She's so pale and fair. Right into my eyes with the POV. Like, oh, okay. So he was accused of it. Yeah, but Lisa Ann said on the podcast that she would do her first anal was with him. This is all on my podcast. I'm not promoting it. I just want you to think like I'm fucking hanging out. And I mean, I do, but whatever. Hey, what do you do? And then she said, like, if you're 18 days in a row of, like, choking the shit out of people, then you're the 19th chick in. It's like, nah, he's on my no list.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
couldn't, like, separate it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that there's any kind of code words to get out of this, you know? And then, you know, I mean, I get it. I want to say a fish hook every once in a while, but still.
All the time?
Yeah,
Yes.
not all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when you buy the ring, when you realize I had my hand down her throat. She had asphyxiation, and it kind of gave her a flow. That's when you buy the ring.
I think the acting has fallen so far off, though. You know what I mean?
It's all gonzo now, Ron.
And, hey, Pornhub, enough with the fucking Japanese already. Like there's one universal fucking sound from 18 to 40 to stepmom to schoolgirl to fucking peeing in the bushes to dominant school mom. My hand is over my lips a little bit.
Chris goes in a direction.
Hands over their mouth the same way Norm Macdonald does doing stand-up.
Now, Chris, you wouldn't even go to a Pornhub. You go to the dark web, right?
Yeah, like the deep fucking web. Yeah, and the fucking.
I thought you meant me, Chris, because that guy could send you pictures of the fucking Chicago fire. That don't necessarily make it true. You got snooped. Gentlemen and lady, just it's the best show ever. Like it's not even radio. It's you guys. It's not podcast, radio, or TV. It's Bennington. It's just.
Thank you, Jay Moore.
It's like drop the needle, as Steve Gorman says. Like anywhere on that album, you guys are fucking crushing ass. I love it.
Thank you so much, my friend. You're the best.
And Gail specifically, really just intelligent, fucking smart. I loved it. I still love it. See
Love you, buddy. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Love you, buddy.
We got to get Mr. Jay Moore back on the East Coast. He hasn't been out here forever. He used to come spend like a week or two, do all the shows. Always stayed at the St. Regis. Very classy.
Really? That's classy joint.
Yeah, it is classy. That's where Steve Banyan was meeting with Mark Cuban the other day.
Mm.
And now Mark Cuban says that he was stupid to think that he could talk people out of voting for Trump. Hashtag Trump Cuck.
He's a Trump cuck.
Hashtag Trump Cuck.
Hashtag Trump cuck.
Okay. I'll serve it up, but it doesn't mean you're going to slam it. Hey, John. John, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Ron. Man, I got to follow Jay Moore. Oof, man.
Yes,
So-
you do. You have to
Love
be
that guy.
every bit as funny and as charming and delightful as Mr.
I
J.
build a
Moore.
real connection with us as fast as possible.
Yeah, okay. Well, I have a little bit of trivia about how Mr. Steven Spielberg was able to get the clouds to do all those amazing things in pre-CGI days. They took a nice, if y'all are interested.
Yeah, I'd love to know.
Please.
Good. So it was really cool the way they did it, and don't ask me where I heard it or how, but what he did is take a big clear thing filled with water and a piece of glass and then filmed it from underneath and poured milk into it. And so if you look at it, it's exactly what it looks like, but at the time, there was no other reference point, and so, everybody thought it was really cool.
I thought it was absolutely amazing. I thought the rolling clouds in was the most stunning thing I had seen in my life. And it's just, now that you get, because that would be just one little part of the movie. But now if you're Vito and you go to a movie, you expect amazing things to happen from beginning to end. So they had to take story out. So I love that. I'll tell you what, John. Pretty good prize closet for you, my friend. Hey, Patrick, what's up? Patrick. Once, twice. Gone, buddy. Here is Lewis, our buddy Lewis.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, man.
Before I say what I have to say, I just want to say that one of the things that pisses me off the most about CG is I love when I was a kid and I would watch these movies and I would try to figure out how they did it. Now with CG, it's you know exactly how they did it. It's some nerd in a computer,
right?
And he just typed the shit up. It's that just drives me crazy. But anyway, I just wanted to say that.
But even to go back, and this is very much part of it, is years ago, stunts were a big thing and stuntmen were a big thing. But now there's no such thing because they're just falling in front of CGI. But there used to be guys. If you went to a Burt Reynolds movie, you're like, well, the movie's not so good, but can you believe these fucking guys are jumping cars
I used
like
to
that?
I used to love to catch the guy with the fake wig,
Sometimes,
I just want to say, I think the Terminator 2 movie, that thing still holds up, man.
I haven't seen it in a while. That was 91, I believe, that it came
92.
out.
Yeah,
92?
Maybe 91, but I think it was 92.
Because I'd just been reading this thing that the guy who was the other Terminator, James Cameron, wanted Billy Idol to be that guy, and he got in the motorcycle accident. But that would have been career changing for Billy Idol. He'd be Rutger Hauer today, probably.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, he'd be doing hobo with a fucking shotgun and all those kind of things.
And Gail lives on Earth too because that Cumber what the fuck is his name, Cumberbatch?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be Doctor Who. He was supposed to be the 11th Doctor.
Oh my God! See?
Weird.
Yep.
Well, dude, can I tell you something? When a Jay Moore is calling up the show to specifically say you, and then what he said about Chris, which was so hurtful, and how Vito fucking moves his lips when he reads.
I like that part.
You guys must feel like the Dope Patrol right now.
I got cucked.
You're on the Dope Show.
We're all stars now.
In the Dope Show.
It's time for a Manson revival, don't you think?
You think he's ready?
But I always like when anybody gets a big revival. Like Guns N' Roses went through it last year, where everyone acts like, you know what, Slash and Axl together, forget about it. We're all showing up for this shit.
I'd show up for Manson. Why not?
I always thought he was great. He probably bought into his gimmick a little bit too much, but it was always a fun show. And there's singable songs.
There are.
There's songs that you can sing along with. One thing I hate is someone act like, oh, this shit is great, but then you can't sing along. You know, like that fucking speed metal or that weird 80s punk. I don't want to be there where I can't fucking sing along. You know, I'm not fucking Kanye. I'm not going to end up in a nut hut. You believe they still haven't let him out?
I cannot believe it.
Do you know how fucking crazy you have to be?
You have to be really nuts that they don't just let you out in 24 hours even.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of times they assess the situation, they medicate you a little, and they set you up with usually, you know, a counselor or something.
Well, they acted like the reason why you went in is because lack of sleep and lack of hydration. That gets fucking fixed with some water and a good night's sleep, and you're back home going, wow, that was weird. I got nuts there. This is weeks now, and he can't go home. Really now, for weird. Fucking years, I tried to tell you guys, every time you told me he was talented, I go, he's just a nut. He's just a fucking maniac. And he's making fucking Star Wars clothes and making people wear them. Now, here's the thing. How can you be a famous clothing designer, right? If no one is wearing your clothes. Like, just the models can't wear the clothes, and that can't be the end of it.
Somehow there are, like, designers that just have those, like, what do they call that when it's just for runway use?
Shit clothes. Unwearable shit clothes. I mean, you've got to come up with a jacket that somebody wants to wear to work. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just act like, isn't this a bizarre thing? Because a lot of those guys stunt those runway shows so that you will get around recognizing their name for the fucking wearable clothes. But no. No more.
It can't all be editorial.
Here's Matt. Matt, what's up?
Hey, guys. I saw Marilyn Manson a couple of months ago opening up for Slipknot, and he couldn't have given less of a fuck about anything that was going on. I think he's cranky that the people that used to open up for him are now he's opening up for them, and he kicked out everybody out of the band, and he doesn't care anymore.
Well, you know, that same thing happened with, like, Alice Cooper, where it started as a band, and then it's like, hey, you can make all the money by yourself, and we'll give you pop hits, but then you lose that core audience. And
yeah, everybody that was in his band now hates his guts and has sued him at some point.
What was his main squeeze?
Twiggy,
was it Berkowitz?
Twiggy Ramirez? Yeah,
Twiggy Ramirez.
He got kicked out, sued him, and then came back.
So you're saying Manson doesn't give a shit and is never going to have a comeback?
Well, I think the only way he'll have a comeback, I think, is if he makes amends with at least one more guy that was in his band.
That happened with Axl. Again. That's what Axl did. You know, Axl only had to bring back 2 for everyone to say, this is the real Guns N' Roses.
That's all you need.
You need more than 50% of the band to be the real band.
Where are the Stones now? I guess they're just over. Yeah, they're 60%.
Yeah.
That's an interesting premise. How much of the original band do you need before you say this is it? Like the East Street Band aren't all the early East Street bands, guys.
I think for the most part, I think that you could get away with 50% oftentimes. But to get people excited about a reunion, you can't just be like 2 guys from the original band.
Well, here's the deal. The Eagles, Don Henley said, look, without the Eagles, without Glenn Frey, we're done. We're not doing it. But there are guys that could go in and sing that. Glenn Frey's son can pull it off. Jackson Brown, J.D. Souther. So those guys are like, hey, we should go out and play the fucking music. But why do they have to call themselves the Eagles? Why don't they call themselves the fucking 1970s Canyon Band? And we play all the Eagles songs that you like and some other ones. You're just not calling yourself the Eagles.
You're talking about a Long Beach Dub All-Stars kind of situation.
I am talking about that completely. That's the perfect analogy. Now, no one cared about Albie Das. And they had to call themselves Sublime because they said that they were making less money than guys that were doing Sublime tributes. So there would be a band calling themselves, you know, the Sublime Tribute Band that were making more money.
Right.
Than Long Beach Dub All-Stars. Because people are so fucking stupid that if there was, they would show up for Pink Floyd if no one from the band was there, but it was called Pink Floyd.
Right.
And that's why Kiss says Kiss is going to outlive us. We're going to put other fucking members into Kiss, and there'll be none of us. But they'll wear the same fucking makeup.
People will be psyched.
The same fucking people who are psyched now will be just as psyched. Because they like brands. Brands fucking work in this country. President-elect brand is perfect for that.
Branded.
All but one man died in Bitter Creek. Trump cuck, cucking up all the trumps. What do you do when you're Trump cuck?
I have something for if you go to the Trump cuck
Hold
Twitter.
on, I just want you to see how much you soft sold that fucking shit. You are fucking soft sell. Go ahead.
Go to the Trump cuck.
Baby.
Go to the Trump cuck
Where
Twitter.
did our love go? See what I'm doing right now?
Yes.
Thinking soft sell.
Yeah.
Just tell me what's going on instead of being a nut.
There's a quiz that I want you to take to tell them if you're a cuck or not. Look, what do people like, Ron?
Oh, just relax, dude. Just fucking relax.
This is a quiz that is available now that we can take?
Yes.
Is this wrong for me to point out that you're in the wrong business?
It's not that wrong.
Your fucking inability to
Do
tell
anything.
us that you have a Trump cuck thing. I mean, it's alarming. It's absolutely alarming. It's like if I went to a gas station and I just saw the guy with the fucking pump just hitting it all you know, like you have no idea. All right, go ahead.
It's a BuzzFeed quiz.
I've made a BuzzFeed quiz because more people like BuzzFeed. And I like quizzes.
He likes to give people what they like, I guess.
Yeah, which is blowjobs.
No, I don't blow anyone.
But you're a cuck.
I jerk
What
off
aren't you getting about cuck?
I jerk off in the corner. I'm not blowing dudes.
Yeah, but you got to let them come on you to be a fucking pure cuck.
If they so choose.
They do with you what they want.
Or as its BuzzFeed quiz asks you, are you a total cuck? Take this short quiz to determine if you're a total cuck.
So you're finding out whether somebody should be on Trump cuck.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, wait, I'm seeing these pictures of you, right?
Yeah.
From what, 5 years ago?
That's old school Chris
You
Down.
just took fucking 90 Trump cuck pictures. Yet you load this thing with some anonymous show from years ago. Why didn't you use your Trump cuck pictures?
That's a good point. Here's the question. Do you like watching your woman get fucked by other men? Yes or no?
Well, I'd say no.
Guess you're not a total cuck. You don't like to watch her.
Okay. All right, what's the next question?
That's only one question on this quiz, Ron. It's a short quiz.
Now, don't you think this is a cuck quiz and not a Trump cuck quiz? Since there's nothing. I mean, you could even said, would you like to see your wife with Trump? And then you would have had Trump cuck.
I do like a BuzzFeed quiz, though. It's a little short.
There are plenty of one-question BuzzFeed quizzes.
I've seen them. That's my go-to de-stressify my day. Go take 2 or 3 useless quizzes, and I'm like, that was dumb. I do it all the time.
You like to find out what friend you are?
Yep.
So that was the whole thing. So it's about cuck.
Yeah.
And it's about you not playing your cuck character, but playing some character from 5 years ago, which I don't even remember.
I think that was for my birthday.
What were you doing with the mask on?
It was a brony party.
Oh my God.
You're pushing brony cuck.
Trump cuck.
You're not. Read the fucking thing. Trump's name doesn't show up in this.
I want to make some edits.
All right, I wasn't going to tell this fucking story, but I will today.
Okay.
I get a vicious fucking phone call from Flathead. Furious about our contest, our Highlander contest being unfair. And I'm like, and I go, look, you were just saying that because Mitchell picked the fucking, wrong game. And he's going, that's not the game that Mitchell picked. Mitchell picked a 1:00 game And Chris called him back and said, you can't have that game. You have to pick a 4 o'clock game. Apparently he did it to both Florentine and Mitchell.
Why couldn't the 1 o'clock one go?
When they gave me the picks, I put them in my phone and they didn't take on the ESPN website or whatever. And so when I went to go check after 1 o'clock, the picks weren't in and the game had already started.
So why would you force them to take other games? Because of your mistake.
So they could be put into the ESPN website.
That wasn't who they wanted.
I know.
So
but it doesn't matter, right, on the website or not? Or does it matter?
Well, what would have made sense is instead of Chris forcing them to make other picks, that he would have called Rob and said, Rob, here we are at 110. These guys made these picks. It didn't take. I'm just letting you know. Is that okay with you?
Gotcha.
But he doesn't do that. He doesn't call me. He calls Mitchell back and forces him to not only not take who he wanted this, but to take a team that he was saving.
Oh, no.
Now, what Chris doesn't know during his little fucking lies is Mitchell is under Flat's protection.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And Flat wasn't going to stand for it. So I had to be his cuck yesterday. And then I'll go buy everybody balls. I don't give a shit. I don't want to fucking hear about this. But you know how many calls Chris gave me? 0. He lets me take the full fucking brunt of this and never even brought it up today.
But does it matter if it goes through on the website or not?
Not if you fucking go and work it out with everybody, but if you don't, then Rob sees that a fucking something happened, and now we're saying no. The other one was.
Gotcha.
You just be honest up front with the 3 fucking people. Right now, both of them would be out. You know, this isn't like Chris made a harmless mistake. Rob would be the winner right now if Chris's fucking strong arm of this took place. And Rob is like, look, I'm just doing this for fun. You know, let's settle it down.
Right.
But you know, you see how much Florentine and Mitchell.
Oh yeah, they're very serious. So are they all still 3 in though?
Yes, with they have the Saints picks.
Okay.
This thing has been polluted to the point where this will be the last year. No more Highlander after this year.
Shouldn't be the last year.
It is the fucking last year. It's not worth the fucking shit. It isn't. It really isn't over a fucking signed ball. But yesterday, my friends, was an ugly day. Now, was there a reason that you didn't call and get advice?
I went for the cover-up as opposed to telling the truth.
Why?
Don't know.
Why did you think that those guys weren't going to come back and say, by the way, the only way that this happened is that Stanley never put the fucking picks in.
I put it on my phone. It was a fucking... I should have done it on the computer.
I'm sure he did it at 1:05 instead of 1 o'clock. Because everyone else is using their phones. Why don't we break before Wally? Wally the Q card guy is here. He's the most famous Q card guy in the world. He gets shout out all the time on SNL. He does all the Q cards for Saturday Night Live, Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and Late Night with Seth Meyers. His Twitter is @QCardWally. It's a very difficult thing to be a Q card guy. You've got to have perfect penmanship, and then you have to know how to do those cards in the rhythm of the person who's speaking.
It's crazy amount of trust.
And not grab 2 cards at the same time. And I can't imagine being the guy doing that, like, oh, okay, don't worry, I'll work off the Q cards, and have the Q card guy fuck up, and you're on live TV.
Terror.
I'd probably take out a knife and stab myself in the neck, or go for a cover-up like Chris. Why the cover-up?
Because I felt terrible. I wanted to try to
How? By forcing them into bets they didn't want, right?
Yeah.
How is that a way of fixing something?
I thought the Seahawks were going to win.
But they wanted to save the Seahawks.
I know.
For a later time. So you would have been costing them 2 picks.
I know.
So what you did was try to bet for them.
I didn't try to bet for them. I just told them what their options were for the 4 o'clock games.
And what were they saying to you?
They're saying this is ridiculous. This is tough. Because
why didn't you fucking call me?
I don't know.
I would have told you how to fix the fucking problem.
I should have called you.
All you have to do is call Rob and say, look, Rob, there's a technical problem. And he would have said, oh, okay, no problem. I'll go by you. I mean, really, you were the guy that was supposed to be in charge of who picked who. But you acted like because the ESPN app didn't know about it, you had to start a fucking cover-up. I mean, this is the kind of thing that would bring down a league. This is like last Boy Scout when the guy fucking pulled the gun out and started shooting.
If I had a gun when I realized it was 120, I would have just did myself. I felt terrible.
Now he's realizing it was 120 when he tried to...
Or whatever it was. It was after 1 o'clock.
Fucking said
it was after 1 o'clock.
You acted like you put it in, the phone fucked up, but now we're understanding you didn't even attempt to 120.
No, I put it in during the week when they gave me the picks. I put them in days before that. Mitchell texted me on Saturday.
There's 3 people. It's not difficult to follow along.
I know. I put it on my phone and didn't check back.
How many times do we tell you? Use a veto. Use a gen. You stink at technical stuff. You stink at it. You're good at other stuff.
I'll use veto from now on.
How many times has he said that? And it never happens.
It is a common phrase. But...
I sent back a thing today about a GPS. And Chris just says, I'll get right on it. You're not even supposed to be involved in GPS. You're supposed to be training veto. And he wants to go around and go through docs looking for stuff. I go like this. This is why I got Flathead fucking screaming at me. And fucking Flat was saying to me.
And I would want to mess with him.
I'm talking with Flat on the phone. And he goes, I know where the fucking bodies are buried, dude. You don't want to fuck with Mitchell over this. And I'm like, Flats, first of all, I don't know what you're talking about. Second of all, stop fucking threatening me. Because this shit will get ugly fucking fast. You know? Fucking guns shoot in 2 directions, not just one. So let's fucking calm down and start this over. And I'm saying to him, first of all, this couldn't have happened because I would have heard from Chris. There's no way Chris forced 2 people to take a game that they didn't want.
And it was true.
And stop with the threats, Flat. Nobody's fucking scared.
He's tough, though.
Huh?
He's tough, though.
Oh, yeah. He's a fucking mad dog. You're not going to get around him.
I wouldn't mess with him.
All right, Fletch just wrote, we're all straightened out. And then he writes, but that's also the thing. He and Mitchell can go from furious to fucking normal in seconds. And then he goes, by the way, Manson reunion can happen. Brad, bass player, died of heroin OD. Steven, keyboard player, a.k.a. Madonna Wayne Gacy, would. Scott Mitchell, a.k.a. Daisy Berkowitz, has stage 4 colon cancer and is at his sister's Reading, in Reading, PA. Brian, a.k.a. Marilyn, became total dirtbag. Flats knew these guys from South Florida before they fucking hit. I brought this up before. One time we were supposed to, the janitorers were in, and they wanted to bring in the spooky kids, Marilyn Manson. And I'm like, no, leave them outside in the lobby. That's how dumb I am. All right, we're late for Wally. We'll be right back. Bennington. Hey, it's the Bennington Show, and our buddy Wally, the cue card guy, is here. He provides all the cue cards for Saturday Night Live, Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, Late Night with Seth Meyers. You got an empire, my friend.
Yeah, let's forget Conan on the West Coast. I'm West Coast.
I did not have that.
Wow.
When Conan moved to the West Coast, they were nice enough to let me keep the account. So I have guys that one guy moved out there, and he handles it out there for me with 2 or 3 other guys.
It's really funny. These guys don't want teleprompters.
No, they don't. They get comfortable with something, and they want to stay with it.
Because all the news readers do teleprompters.
Correct.
But the But comedians feel like they need a physical thing. Let me grab that card, change this line.
What do you think does it have to do with the pacing, you think, of comedy?
It's definitely pacing. It's a trust factor, too. Seth Meyers talks about it all the time. I mean, he's only read off my cue cards. And when he started his own show, when he got late night, I decided to I didn't want him to worry about cue cards or prompter, going to prompter. I just wanted him to be able to focus on his comedy and stuff. So I said, I'm going to do your cards for you. I'm going to go from 3 days a week, which I was working for about 12 years, to now 6 days a week and doing 2 shows on Thursday, SNL and Seth at the same time. And, that's all he knows is cue cards, and he trusts cue cards. Right. He doesn't trust technology. They don't have trust technology.
Now, you did that because you love the guy. You watched him come up as a kid.
Yeah. And it's been great. It's worked out pretty well for me. They put me on TV like once a month. Yeah. You know, playing myself as like the 4th or 5th show I've been on, playing a character of myself.
Right.
Not really
But
myself.
that gives you a little extra check too, right?
Yeah, this Rolex I'm wearing on my wrist was the last year's acting duty. So yeah, so I get little perks. It's a nice perk, yeah.
So that makes you an automatic SAG person?
Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
Let's not talk about that.
Nobody's business.
I have been working and doing on-air things for 27 years, and let's just say that has not come into play.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know how, but
yeah. Now, you also hooked us up with Nick, the best intern we've ever had.
The best intern you guys have ever had?
He is
the best
so
intern.
great. He is adored.
He's a go-getter and just a very positive guy.
Yeah.
But you're going to be with Seth Meyers next.
Yeah, I actually just got information that I'm going to be in the control room next semester as well. So I'll be working next to the director and everything.
Wow.
That's
so
your
thing. That's what you want, right?
Yeah, I was really excited when I saw that. I jumped out of my chair.
You never run into young people who love audio. And when people, like everybody wants a show or produce a show, he's like, I love audio. Like, what?
That's a good point. No, he's a good kid. I've known him. His younger brother's friends with my son, and I've known him since he's been growing up. And he wanted to get in the TV business, and kind of took him under my wing. And he was looking for an internship, and I was like, have you thought about radio? You know, and I know you guys always have your interns on and stuff. So you guys were nice enough to interview him, and you liked him, and I'm glad he worked out. He's a really good kid. I wouldn't recommend him if he wasn't.
You're from Livingston too?
Yeah. I know Wally's from Boston. He moved when he moved to Livingston.
11 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of people live in Livingston though.
Yeah. No, I know.
Good diners though.
One good diner.
One good diner.
But that's all you need.
One good diner is all you need. I finally got a diner in my neighborhood, and I'm never going to say the name of it out loud. It's Trent. But 'cause I got a lot of bad diners in my neighborhood.
It's so important. A good diner. It can make or break your living situation.
Yeah, so you're the Ritz?
Yeah, Ritz. Yeah, I'm about 5 minutes from the Ritz. So
that's nice. That's all you need, man.
Yeah, Chris Christie's from Livingston, so,
Chris Christie, went to that high school.
Yeah, and the weird thing, too, is Ivanka Trump's husband, Kushner, grew up in Livingston as well. So there's a Livingston connection between those two.
And they hated each other.
Yeah, and I was wondering if they knew each other from town, or Kushner's father knew Chris Christie. There's some connection.
Well, Chris Christie pulled a case against Kushner's father.
Right.
But Kushner's a young guy. Like, he's maybe 35 at most, and the power that he has now.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Really, really impressive. And I've never seen the kid look like he was having a tough time with it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, some people, you're like, oh my God, there's a lot of stress this job. And other people just seem to glide. Maybe they feel it.
Yeah. This whole Trump thing, too, is weird for me, too, because I'm his personal cue card guy for the last 13 years, 12 years. So I was torn. I'm torn throughout this whole
And Seth
election.
hates him.
Oh, yeah.
Seth doesn't even kind of hate him.
Yeah.
But you felt like, as a regular guy, Trump, being his cue card guy, good guy?
Good guy to me.
Yeah. That's all you can go by.
But I see he's exactly how you perceive him. He's exactly how you perceive him. And he was always nice to me. He was my first client when I started my company. He was actually my very first check that I received. My invoice was to him, and he didn't pay me. It was
his people.
Well, no, through NBC. So I don't think that's why I always probably got paid, because it was through shell companies. But he was always very, very nice to me. I used his Mets tickets throughout the years, and he was always nice to me. So,
but you never got the idea of like, hey, this guy is going to be the most powerful man in the world.
No, even when he hosted SNL last year. I didn't think it was possible.
Still felt like a lark.
It did, because I asked him, I said, hey, if you win this thing, I want to go to your inauguration. And he goes to me, not only will you go to my inauguration, Wally, but you will hold cue cards at my inauguration. I was like, I don't want to hold cue cards. Why would
that
I want to
be better?
see the spectacle of it all, Turn around. So I'm still waiting. I haven't got any invitation to either go or to work for it yet, so we'll see.
But that's really funny, too, because, that's that salesman in him that tries to make, hey, this is what Wally does. Let me connect with him immediately on the cue card thing.
Yeah, and I am, of course, he refers to me as the best cue card guy in the world. He wouldn't use me if I wasn't the best cue card guy. And it's weird thinking that the President of the United States knows who I am.
It is weird,
right? Strange.
It's a strange concept to, just wrap my head around a little bit,
that's the problem with being around for a while. Is maybe people felt that way about Jack Kennedy or Eisenhower. Can you believe that fucking Eisenhower kid is a general and now he's running for president? Remember, his whole family were a bunch of dopes. You know what I mean? But when you're young, you look at things like, life is up there. But you find out that everyone are regular guys. Yeah. I couldn't believe the first time that I was in a meeting room in New York City, and it was every bit as dumb as any meeting I'd ever been in my life. Because I was like, fuck, these guys are going to be really sharp.
Right.
And I'm like, they're dumb salespeople, and they're dumb programmers like I've met my whole career. But I really expected there to be, some real heat on a fastball.
Yeah.
Just regular guys.
Yeah.
So you stay too busy now, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I'm actually in the middle of 7 days off, which is the first 7 days off I've had, I think, since September.
Wow.
So, yeah, we've been really, really busy.
And that's because all the shows.
Yeah, in the SNLs with the debates, all those first 4 shows, those debate sketches we did were just monster shows. The first debate, I'll give you an example. We used about 1,000 cue cards per show for an SNL. I averaged, that's what I figured.
First of all, I had no idea it was that much.
Wow.
Yeah, about 1,000 between changes, all the changes we made between Thursday and Saturday. It's about 1,000. The first debate sketch we did was 100 cards. And it was 3 sets of 100 cards. So it was 300 cards for the finished debate set. Now they did 3 different versions of it. They rewrote it from Thursday to Friday to Saturday. So I went through almost 1,000 cards just on that one sketch alone.
Wow.
And it was my guys doing all the changes. Thank God I have a great staff of guys that really know what they're doing. But so yeah, I went through 2,000 cards instead of 1,000 cards on the first show.
You got to go over and see this time, Gail, because they don't have much room to work. It's not an enormous studio.
Oh, I've always wanted to go.
They're doing this stuff under the bleachers. They're changing the cue cards. And as this is happening, the sets are coming in and out. And you just sit there and go, this is as good as any show. You know what I mean? Just seeing if it'll all get together in time.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. You really won't watch it the same way. I remember when you and Fezzy came over years ago. But yeah, people will come up to me. I'll see them walking out, and they're like, "I was watching you guys hold cue cards more than I was watching the actors."
Yeah,
and they because you get caught up in everything.
Well,
that's going
and also this is your one chance to see that aspect of it. Like that's why I've always wanted to go because it's like I think I would be focused only on the
show.
production.
It's like if anyone ever let you backstage on a Broadway show, you're like, what the hell? How does all this shit happen?
Oh, yeah. And you're just looking at like giant ropes and all this. And you're just like, what the?
Monday Night Football was always the same way. Like, the fact that they pull it off. And like, I'll watch at home if the cameraman misses a play. I go, what an asshole. But when you see it, you're like, you can't believe that they do it at all. Yeah. And that's the thing about SNL. And you don't seem like you're stressed over there, are you?
No. I mean, during the election stuff, I was stressed because I know how important it is to Lauren to get stuff right. And it's always the cold open and monologue that he really stresses getting right to get the show started off correctly, and then I can relax a little bit. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I've got such great guys working behind me, and I can focus on the host each week. And I've been doing it for 27 years now. Right. That it's more of a fun adrenaline rush thing for me, though. You know what I mean? I don't really get stressed. I'm just there. I want the host to look good and do well, and I want the show to do well. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it more than anything.
Exactly. Like, you do have to worry about the host because Bobby Moynihan knows how to do it.
Right.
But the host just got there. Yeah. And they're thinking to themselves, my entire life could be ruined if I stink at this.
The next morning everyone's like, this was the worst.
Well, remember the little singer, the pop singer that had the sound?
Grande?
No, this is the one that had the sound problem.
Ashley Simpson.
Yeah, Ashley Simpson. Where, I mean, that was a tip of the apple cart. You know what I mean? Just a tip of the apple cart.
Yeah. That was pretty amazing. Well, Dave Chappelle was on a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you guys watched that.
Absolutely,
it was so great.
Yeah, it was a great episode. But he was really nervous. Just I think making his comeback to TV and sketch comedy.
Sure.
He was doing a thing where, there's no smoking allowed anymore in the building. So he would walk out to rehearse a sketch and he would be like, I'd like to announce that this character will be smoking in this sketch. And he did that for every single sketch. So he was chain smoking the entire weekend. And I think he wore them down so much that they would just follow him around with ashtrays basically. And it's the first time I remember that we were in the meeting between Dress and Air, sitting in Lauren's office with like 45 people, and he's sitting in the middle of the room smoking. No one's ever done that before. But he did great. He did amazing.
Well, I saw that he was still going for the after party.
Well, he threw the after party.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. The after party.
Yeah, the first after party is thrown by the show, by the talent department, and then there's an after, and he wanted to throw it, so he had a band there. It was at the cutting room.
Right.
And he had a band there, and they got up on stage and sang and stuff. But, yeah, once the show got done, he was really nervous. Like, right before air, about 20 minutes before air, he was basically announced I was in his dressing room that he's going to have a nervous breakdown. He was, like, that nervous.
Well, like you said, he had dropped out.
Yeah.
And then he came back, and then the beauty of it is he just fucking killed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He really crushed it.
But he also was smart enough to say, I'm kind of nervous about this. I haven't done this in a long time, and it kind of made you on his side. You know what I mean?
Right.
Without a doubt. Well, I mean, when he came out, and I told him this, he was really stressing. And part of my job is knowing when not to say something, and when to say something, and hopefully to help out, or just keep my mouth shut, But he was really freaking out. So when he came out for Dress, the audience gave him a standing ovation. Okay, so before he even said a word, the audience gave him a standing ovation. And I had never seen that before. So I told him, I go, Dave, you came out for Dress, you didn't say one word and the audience gave you a standing ovation. I go, that should tell you something. Relax, have a good time. It's going to happen again for air. So he comes out for air, and they're not giving him a standing ovation. I'm going, oh shit, I'm going to fuck him up. One lady stood up, gave him a standing ovation. Everybody else followed him.
Yes.
Oh, thank God. And this manager came up to me at the party and was like, what you said totally helped him out. That totally relaxed him, totally unstressed him. Thanks so much for saying that.
But it is really funny. Like, he took years off and then just sold out theaters like one after another.
Yeah.
I mean, people, you never know who people just generally like. People generally like him.
Yeah, you wanted you wanted to get everyone wanted him to like them that weekend.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was just from being himself, like even me, like this shirt I'm wearing today, I'm wearing this. He was like, oh, wow, that's a really nice shirt. I really like it. I went home that night and tried to find it on the internet to buy it and give it to him. Like, I've never done that for a host before. What am I doing? They're supposed to give me gifts. I was trying to.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wally the Q card guy and Conan on the West Coast, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, and Saturday Night Live. He does the exclusive cue cards for these guys. 27 years with SNL, and I was telling people before, one day Wally will write the greatest show business book in history because he knows stories that even Lorne doesn't. Because he catches people at, we're talking about the nerve factor they had for this. There's tons of big stars that you've marched through this process, and that's the rarest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's pretty. I've actually started keeping an audio diary of old stories I remembered and things that are happening.
Smart.
From now, so that when I'm either not with the show or I've retired and maybe my kids are running it or someone's running the company, but I'm still there in a capacity, then I'll have it pretty much already written and I can, go from there. But, it's going to be something.
Well, even if your first book was just the positive stories, you could save, you could save some of the who's an asshole stories, but, like I said, these stories this is our show business history. The fact, we saw everybody freak out last year for 40 years because we didn't realize 40 years of SNL.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that we've ever had in comedy that's been that kind of a straight line.
Yeah, it's wild.
Because I remember when Will Ferrell did something at, where was it?
Carnegie Hall.
Was Carnegie Hall, that's right. So he says, okay, I got an idea. And he calls Wally up and then never talks to him again. So Wally has to show up at the place with these cue cards, not knowing whether Will was going to use them or not.
Well, the crazy thing was I pitched that idea to him Because I said, what do you do? And he's like, I've got nothing. I've never emceed a thing before. I was like, why don't we do a cue card bit? And he was like, all right, right. Yeah, that's good. Write some cue cards up. And yeah, he didn't have my number. He didn't know that I was going to show up. So it was real trust on his part. Because I was going anyway.
Yeah.
I had cue cards with me. If he calls me down, my wife's going, what are you bringing those things for? He's not going to. And I'm like, look, if Will decides to do this, I'm not leaving the guy hanging. It was an ultimate trust thing.
Yeah. But you were way in the back.
I was like six balconies up in Carnegie Hall in the middle, and he just came out. Yeah, he comes out.
That was the joke. Like, oh, look how far away my cue card guy is. And they went with it. But I'm like, that to me.
Yeah.
Now the funniest thing is, now Will Ferrell is like the biggest star in the world. He's got that story. He's got the knowing Trump stories. I mean, the people that he has these strange, weird moments.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, oh, I knew that guy or I ran into them or I had a meeting with them. His time with them is crazy unique.
And I would imagine, too, it's not just as interesting as it would be to just work with these people, because you are working with them.
Yeah.
But on top of it, like them working in a way that is out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, for sure.
Most haven't read cue cards. I mean, you would be a movie actor and not read cue cards. Like Jack Nicholson probably never had to read cue cards in his entire career.
And then the pressure of doing that live.
Right, and I have to tell them that everything you learned about movie acting throw out the window because it's talking eye to eye and contact. But now I'm looking over your shoulder, you're looking over my shoulder, we're not looking at each other at all, and it freaks them out.
Right.
Because the cue cards, they're each looking like, if you watch the show closely, you will see that the two characters are just looking.
Just a little off.
From each other.
Yeah.
And then you change those cue cards between dress. And so they might have been practicing one way all week. Doesn't work. So they just get rid of it. Sketches disappear. When you go to that, there's an extra 5 or so sketches.
Sometimes
in the dress.
Sometimes, sure.
I love
that are built.
They're starting to release some of those too. I loved watching some of the cut Kristen Wiig sketches were hilarious, but there just wasn't enough time for them.
That was a good show. And that's a great thing when a cast member comes back to host. It's like a vacation for me because I don't have to worry about them, and they know what they're doing. And the only thing sometimes I have to worry about is, like, she was always in color red. We always mix up the colors. Everyone has their own color mostly, and she was always in red. She kept on reading red in rehearsal instead of the black, as the host is always in black.
Wow.
But she was reading her old color red, and it was throwing her off.
And just subconscious. There's nothing she could do about it.
She went through 7 years of reading red print. That's what she was used to.
But see, there's even a little fact that most people don't know.
Yeah, that's
that
so
everybody
neat.
has their own color.
Each cast member has their own color.
Yeah, no. That Chappelle show, Chris Rock came back, and I wasn't in yet, and the guys called me, what color should we put Chris Rock in? And I was like, well, he used to be in green, but he probably won't remember his green. Just throw him in blue. It's a better color. Because I don't know if his eyesight has gotten worse. So he comes in and he sees me. He's like, you put me in green, right? I'm like, going, you remember you were in green? He was like, Wally, he said, how many sketch comedy shows do you think I was on? He's like, of course I remember green. I'm like, I put you in blue. I go, it's a better color. I was talking about the blue. He's like, oh, Wally, green. I remember green. I'll remember their colors. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Now, Fallon and Seth, there's a different rhythm with the way these guys work, right?
Yes.
So do you just make sure you have a Seth guy that understands him and a Jimmy guy that understands him?
Well, I'm running Seth, so I'm with Seth. I have 4 guys that work on Jimmy. It's a crazy heavy cue card show. They do they pack in a lot of stuff. They play the games. They do the monologue. Jimmy rewrites that monologue a bunch of times right before the show, putting things in. So I've had actually the guy that started with him isn't with him anymore. He's kind of backed up and someone has moved into his place because he kind of fell off Jimmy's rhythm and Jimmy wants things exactly how he wants them. So I've had to replace and move some things around there. But yeah, it's running pretty smoothly now.
I always think of this as you're moving those cue cards, which is insane. Has there ever been a thing where you grab 2 or they stuck together?
Yeah, that happened either the first debate sketch, the second debate sketch with me and holding for Alec Baldwin. I hold for Alec Baldwin all his stuff. And when we tape over, we tape over changes with white tape. One of the new guys that must have been taped over the entire bottom half of 2 cards. So I go to pull the card, timing wise, and it's not moving. So, because usually sometimes a little tape will hang off and you pull it, there'll be a little pause and you'll go, this thing wasn't moving. I pulled it down and it was around the corner. So I couldn't even fold it over. This is undressed, thank God. So he's watching me. He's pausing on stage, doing a Trump pause while I'm trying to do it. And the stage manager, the girl Jenna, reached over and she had to pull the other side of the card on top of the camera to get them separated to go to the next card. It was crazy.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, but thank God it was Alec Baldwin, because he came up to me. He's like, "I've never seen tape like that." He knew exactly what it was. If it had been somebody else, they could have killed me. But it was Alec Baldwin. He knew exactly what it was. Someone taped over. It was a mistake.
Alec is like a show business sage too. Like, there's no part of show business that he doesn't like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just watching Turner Classic Movies, and he's setting up the Crumb documentary. This is like 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, just going real deep into it. And I'm like, that's so funny that this is something else that he would like to do. Oh, yeah, I've heard him do radio before and shit. It just, all of it works for him.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. He's another guy that knows how to read cards, and, you don't have to baby him,
Yeah, of course, man. That's got to be the best for you.
Yeah, although I think he signed up for 4 shows before the election, or 5 shows before the election. Yeah. I wasn't counting on Trump winning as well. So, still to see how much he's going to be on doing him. And I think with Trump tweeting back about him the last time he was on, I think he's there for the long haul. He's going to do it just out of spite now,
Staying personal.
Yeah, without a doubt.
That is so crazy. Well, first of all, it's so crazy that all this stuff, all the people we're talking about are a block from here all the time.
Yeah.
Like, Fifth Avenue is nuts now because of the people outside of the Trump lobby. And I don't know about the people who had businesses in there. I don't know what they do for money now.
Yeah.
Because they just close that down all the time.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I don't know how they can stay. And his wife says she's not moving down.
No. She's going to stick around.
But they are so...
for the school year, at least.
They are so funny. I heard her say the other day of talking about suing Rosie, who used to work here, Rosie O'Donnell, because she said, hey, this could be, if that kid, if Barron has, if he's on the spectrum at all, this could be a great time to talk about autism. And the Trumps are fucking furious.
Really?
I mean, yeah, there goes like, we will sue the shit out of you. I don't know if you could sue asking if somebody is... Like, I think all kids are autistic. Yeah. I'm going to be totally honest.
Well, I was surprised that people got as upset because her kid is autistic. Rosie's kid.
Right.
So that's like that initial statement was like, wow, I recognize something that's similar to my child. And everyone's like, how could she say that? I'm like, well, because her kid is autistic. I don't think she... And I noticed that there were other... parents. Doesn't necessarily mean he is, but I don't think it came from a place of making fun of
But yeah, they don't
them.
think it was a place of anger and mocking. They were like, hey, this could be great for, But, I was just with my nephews. I don't know what the fuck is going on with them, but it ain't, There's
all kids are weird.
Yeah, they got to be looked into. Neither one of them recognized the word Navy. And I'm like, that's not a hard word, dudes. Navy.
How old are they?
Yeah, they're way too old not to know Navy. But the other one of them killed 2 squirrels and brought them to Thanksgiving. Was just holding them up. And no plan for food, just to kill squirrels. And I swear, one of those squirrels looked like it got killed with a shovel. Because, you're not going to cave the side of his head in from a pellet gun.
Well, he's quick. You got to give him that.
I do. I give him, outside, if we... Yeah. And he also won't...
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He won't cut his hair.
Wow,
they're just country kids, man.
That's pretty impressive.
It's the best photo.
But yeah, he's the kid to go looking for when the shit goes down. He'll be able to provide food.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
His hair's awesome.
It looks like the Black Crows. He looks like Chris Robinson from the Black Crows.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing, Wally, with your gig. You must have seen some of the greatest rock acts of all time from 4 feet away.
Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. That's the one thing I don't, get to, they don't, read off cards, so I don't really get to know them like I get to know the host. But yeah, I'm in the building.
You're right there.
We get to watch them perform. And
well, the time we went over with your Radiohead is playing, and I'm sitting there going, this is insane. That there's no one really around.
That's amazing.
And Radiohead is playing. I was thinking, I wonder what I could have sold this seat for. You know what I mean? Like to the biggest radio head. Because you're never going to have that experience.
Yeah.
You know, it's like being at their house. And there's no one, and they're like as close as that is, and they're just playing, and it's like you've seen a million people.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yep.
Well, that band alone, just the Saturday Night Live band, is amazing.
They're amazing. Yeah, they're really good. Those guys are all good guys, too.
So your life is very, very unique, dude. Very, very unique.
Yeah, I think about it a lot because I'll meet new people and, you know, they'll ask me what I do. And then I tell them, and they kind of get this look on like, oh my God. And I'm like, oh, well, what are you doing? And like, well, I can't tell you because it doesn't come close. And I go, but you can't. And I tell them, I go, you can't compete with that. You know? If you could say that you're the greatest teacher in the world, then I would have a lot of respect for you. But no, I could never say that because you get to work with celebrities. You're on Saturday Night Live for 27 years. And so it kind of stinks in a way. Like, you know, I kind of like feel like I'm like upstaging everybody when I meet somebody new. But
it's just that it's so damn unique. You know what I mean? Like, other than Wally, I've never bumped into anyone who's done anything like that. And this has been, and there's a part of it that also feels like it wouldn't even exist anymore.
You wouldn't think it would be with all the technology that's going around. But I had the biggest year I've ever had last year. You know, I billed the most income I've ever billed in 11 years of owning this company, and it shouldn't be going that way. You know? And I've got a project that could happen that could triple or quadruple my sales starting next year. And I can't talk about it right now, but if it happened, I'll come back and it could be this revolutionary, crazy thing where I would need like 30 or 40 Q card people to hire a whole staff of people like that. And train them. Yeah, it's something nuts.
Well, here's I have worked with teleprompters, and I didn't like them. I didn't like them at all. You know what I mean? Like
the pacing of the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's just wheeling by, and it feels like if you did make a mistake, you can't go back because it's moving.
And did you meet the guy that was doing it?
No.
See, you don't see the guy. Sometimes those guys are in like different states even, you know what I mean? Like if you're doing stuff out of New York, you could be doing a golf tournament in Florida, the announcers, and the teleprompter guy is in New York.
Wow.
So how do you trust that? How do you trust that technology to work? You know, so that's why Seth Meyers is always like, he's used prompters when he's hosted like the ESPYs and stuff.
Yeah.
And he always tells a story. He's like, you know, I come out and I'll rehearse it and the prompter looks great. It's nice and big in the back of the studio. And then they sit two huge NFL linemen right in front of it. And half the prompter's blocked.
Right.
He's like, if it was just Wally, he'd just lift the cards up a little bit higher.
Yeah.
And I'd be fine, you know, but I couldn't see half the prompter. It was freaking me out.
Well, you see people struggle with award shows like that all the time where they're like...
So it's like very stiff.
Yeah, and they're doing like, our prompter isn't catching up with us.
Yeah, or the prompter just went out, so let me vamp for a little bit. Yeah, so that's
So I'm trying now guess what the hell you got going on next. It could be...
I'll tell you off air, but I can't tell you on air.
No, you know I'm no,
pretty crazy.
You know I'm no rat. By the way, I think Seth's doing an amazing job.
He's done a great job. I really like that show a lot.
I'm not attacking any of the other shows, but it is the show for adults. It is the show where you feel like a grown up.
Yeah, Time Magazine just came out with a list of top 10 shows on TV right now, and he was number 4.
Yeah.
He was the only talk show that was on there. The rest were sitcoms and dramas and stuff. But yeah, he's found his voice. You know, I think when Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert went off Comedy Central, that there was a void there and he found this void, and he's passionate about it, and he's a great writer. So, you know, between that and the writers that he's hired, he's doing fantastic. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You know what? I didn't even compare that with those other two guys moving it over and going, you know, with Colbert going in a different direction. But yeah, the opening of his show is probably closer to Jon Stewart's thing than anything else.
Yeah.
But that never even dawned on me. But see, he's going to have 4 fun years of Trump jokes because nobody sticks Trump the way he does.
No, well, I think they had a meeting, and I'm not privy to these meetings, but they had a creative meeting before the election about the direction the show is going to go in, because Trump's going to lose, and we won't do a closer look every day like we've been doing it, and then Trump wins, and it's just like going, oh, okay, I guess we're going to stick with what we're doing.
Yeah,
you know,
for 4 more years.
Yeah.
Well, or 1.5 or 2.
Yeah, but it's such a fun show to work on too. Mike Shoemaker, who's the executive producer, produced Jimmy Fallon when he was doing late night, and he's just been around forever too, and you know, he knows how to run a show really well. Yeah.
I also want to say this too about what he does with Saturday Night Live, because of actors that we have here, they're different from anyone else. An actor always notices anything that's happening in the room. So if somebody just puts the actor always goes to whatever's going. So these TVs that are on here, we turn off mainly when we have actors, no one else, because any movement they're on. So I don't know how you deal with it. Well, dude, it was so great having you over here, man.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks
it was so nice to finally meet you.
Thanks so much for having me. Let me tell you a quick story. We were talking about a dream earlier in the show. I had a dream about you this morning.
Really?
Probably thinking about being on the show. Now, your parents are both still alive?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I had a dream that you invited me on the show. I came in and your dad passed away while I was on the show. Okay. Then you said jokingly, well, we'll have you back when my mom passes away. So the dream continues. I come back into their show, and they didn't tell you that your mom passed away. You saw me, and you had a look on your face like, oh my God, did my mom just pass?
God.
And that's how you found out that your mom passed away, because I was a guest on your show again.
Oh my God.
This is the first time someone else had my nightmare.
Somebody call Pop.
Yeah, I am calling him because...
Yeah, so that was my dream this morning. So yeah, call and check on him, make sure we're okay.
I definitely will.
But yeah, thanks for having me. It was great,
dude. Anytime, seriously, and thanks so much for.
No, I'm glad.
Great.
I'm glad Nick worked out. Thanks for having him here, and I'm across the street, guys. So
come over and hang anytime.
And I'm like, I don't start work until 3:00 usually, 2:00, 3, so I can always pop in and say hi. So
great,
you guys let me know.
Great. Always fun to have you come by. All right, Chris, we got anything we need to plug before we wrap this up?
Oh, we actually have to do a Tito's live read.
All right, go ahead and do it.
Tito's handmade vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beverage had the idea of building his own micro distillery, incorporating the boutique winery concept into the spirits industry. He acquired the first legal permit to distill in Texas and put his life savings into it, racking up 19 credit cards to build his own copper pot stills and condensers. Since then, he's been awarded a 95 rating by wine enthusiasts, won the unanimous Judges' Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for the world's best vodka tonic, and many others. It's got a modest paper label on a simple bottle, so all you pay for is the exceptional handmade vodka inside. Tito still makes his vodka by hand on the same land where he started it all, in Austin, Texas. Tito's handmade vodka is distilled 6 times from 100% corn and is naturally gluten-free. Visit us at titosvodka.com for recipes, songs, and more. 40% alcohol by volume, handcrafted to be savored responsibly.
So good to see you, buddy. Next time, maybe we'll even bring somebody else over from one of the shows. You could bring somebody who does another strange job, and we'll just it'll be your SNL pals.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
All right, that's it for us, Chris.
Also, GPS London Glam that premieres this Saturday on Deep Drax Channel 27, 3 p.m.
Well, that's going to be a good one. All right, we'll see you guys all again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!